Mm. Good morning, folks. Good morning. Welcome to Code Talk Morning Show. I'm your host, Victor Vinziant. Riding solo right now until my guest Starr gets here. And also the author of, the books that I got featured right up here that you saw in the clip, The Code and The Business of Me. Today we're going to have a really good show and a good conversation. And it's going to be real interesting because today's topic is about complexion and competition. So a lot of the things that I've been working on have been centered on, how do we solve conflict or have a conversation, a better conversation about solutions when it comes to how we relate to each other. And and I always look for the differences between, saying whatever parties are involved in the conflict, right? So I got to thinking, I was like, how does skin complexion amongst women, like men don't base their relationships on vanity the same way women do, and skin complexion is a big deal. Colorism or whatever you want to call it. It is a big deal amongst certain communities, certain societies. So how does colorism impact the way people cultivate friendships? And I think that has a more of an impact on women than it does men. So we're gonna get into that discussion today. So y'all come on in and come in and join the conversation today. Call in, or if you want to be on camera, let me know, and we'll get you up here. So everything else good with y'all? What you been eating? How was your weekend? Y'all watching football? What's up? Let me get y'all in here real quick. Mm-hmm. So one man band. What's up, Steve? Hey, I'm sorry you stuck with the flu for 8 straight days. Man, stuck or either sick, so I guess you go with stick. I can go with both of them. So, man, what have you been doing for the 8 days? What have you been doing to treat it? Hmm? I had my coffee and the blunts. There's gonna be blunt force trauma today, probably. You know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way. I don't know how you say that in a good way either, but who else? What we got going on? Antibiotics and coffee. Hey, the antibiotics associated with the flu is way different than the antibiotics that's got to be associated with some other type of infection. You can get too many of them. Look, man, you gotta go cop the book. You know what I'm saying? Grab the merch. Let me drop some links. Well, the link's already in the captions, but for the people that's over on YouTube, if you can't get there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna also put this link right here. You guys go check it out for the merch. See what we got going on. let's see here. So the topic of the day is going to be about complexion and competition, and there's just a I think there's always an ongoing thing when it comes down to, hey, you guys come in and that's watching. I appreciate you coming in. Hit that like button for me, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we coming in and acknowledging, the platform, because, hey, man, this is going to be a great way to expand a good conversation amongst some healthy people. So let's just go ahead and, make sure we getting the cheap way to support out the way. And that's just by simply clicking the like button. It'd be cool if y'all sent some stars, but it's all right if you don't, because we do this for the people. So the other part of this conversation too is it's like when you watch people engage with each other, especially when it comes down to complexion and competition. Men might make, as black men specifically, we might have ongoing running jokes about, you know what I'm saying, like uh, light skinned men behaving this way, light skinned women behaving this way, dark skinned men, you know what I'm saying, it's the same thing for dark skinned men. In the 80s and 90s when we was growing up, they call dark skinned men and women African booty scratchers. You know what I'm saying? Just what it was. You know what I'm saying? The joke was the joke. And then, but nobody ever, like I don't ever remember being dark skinned myself. I never really felt like bullied, or intimidated, or truly insulted. I just used to think it was just par for the course. And then somewhere down the line, light skinned men became more popular and desirable in terms of the public eye. Like fair skin is just more desirable in media across the globe. It's not like colorism is a real thing. Like it's not racism. It's more about classism. It's not just racism. It's about classism. You know what I'm saying? Lighter complected skin simulates a whole different set of rules. But if you leave the continental United States, you'll go to other places to see how big of a deal colorism is. India, Nigeria, there's places where people bleaching their skin. And you just don't simulate certain, you know what I'm saying, associations with certain things about colorism. And it's messed up, but it's just true. Like, if you watch, can you picture Shamar Moore playing Shaka Zulu? No, you don't envision that. You envision a dark skinned, like almost mythical looking featured man, and those people are usually darker in tone. Um, but like as the jokes about African booty scratcher, or the difference between light skin and dark skin as it pertains to men, that spectrum is completely different amongst how men and women operate with each other. Like I don't think men completely choose or in absolutes their friendships based on skin tone. I don't think I think the same is true for women to a degree, but for a spectrum of different reasons that I probably can't answer. But that's just my outside opinion and observation. But then when you talk to women that are attractive, that are fair skinned, they have a completely different story about how they were treated based on their skin tone. So, um, and not just treated, in the workplace or nothing like that, because that goes without saying. Your skin tone is gonna always have some sort of impact. You know what I'm saying? And it's just gonna be pertain to your race even more. But what I what I've determined or discovered, I've just gotten the questions I needed to ask is, you know, how is that impact? Hang on a second, y'all. What's up now? EJ. EJ. Basket. Good job. So you came in at the right time. But hey, for everybody that's here watching this is my partner right here, Mr. Michael Davis. You know what I'm saying? Owner of Forever Gang, the brand. And he decided to pop up on me, which is good. Kind of like the Breakfast Club. Make me feel important. You know what I'm saying? Like he was in town and said you was gonna pull up. So these are good interruptions. So, man, good morning. Welcome to the conversation. And you probably don't know what the conversation is.
Man, I just popped up, man. So you gotta fill me in,
So last night I was talking to my friend Starr, and she'll be on later. And we were trying to evolve the topic for this morning. And I started talking about complexion, like the things that men don't judge each other by, that women judge their relationships by. Like we know there's a spectrum of different skin tones. There's a lot of dark skinned men, like you and I are dark skinned men. So we grew up with a whole different set of jokes than than the light skinned guys, right? Yeah. But we didn't bind each other's relationships by like saying I don't mess with him because of it. I probably say it in play because there's some jokes that just gonna be yours. You can't dodge them.
Right.
If you fat, you're gonna have fat people jokes. If you skinny, you're gonna get skinny people jokes.
Facts.
So people joke on things that capture what you look like, right?
So it can make sense. It make it more funny when it's
realistic.
It's tailored to you.
Yeah, it's tailored to you. Because like the fact they're even joking is because there's a worse version of you out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They know it's not you. So that's why the joke is whatever the joke is. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm short, so I expect short jokes. You can't use no tall joke on me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, so I was talking to Starr, and men can joke about a wide variety of things. We can roast each other for whatever reason, whatever we choose to. But women, when it comes down to complexion, they can, like anything, destroys the way that they see each other. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got the dark skin, like we wouldn't joke on the ugly dude if he was just solid. We probably would, but he would probably already know and accept his limitations. But he probably wouldn't act outside of those limitations.
Probably wouldn't.
But when you take that same dynamic and change the gender, and now you got a spectrum of different women with varying appearances. The ugly girl thinks she fine. You know what I'm saying? If she thinks her friends are cute.
All my bitches is bad. I mean, that's a phrase. I mean, I guess, but then you can give people confidence, and build them up. But then sometimes it can be overly done, and that's what girls do. I in my opinion, that's what they do, and that's why you see the females out here with these too little dresses on, and it don't look good on them. But their friends tell, girl, you wearing that, you doing that.
Yeah.
So it kind of give them that when we're talking about joking on the friends.
Yeah, like it's like we got accepted boundaries. Like I'm not gonna step outside of my comfort zone to go do something that I'm not good at or unproven at just because I saw you do it. You know what I'm saying? If it's your thing, it's your thing, and I'm cool with just being a spectator in some spaces. I am really cool with being a spectator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How can I help?
How can I help? You know what I'm saying? Like, show me how to get out the way and help at the same time. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So when my turn up, I mean, not to do the same thing, just whatever I'm doing, I'm just going to lean on you a little bit because that's where your expertise is.
Yeah, because we all have to have a skill to mentor the other person. Yeah. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Give and take.
So that's why, like, when I talk about the laws of accountable masculinity all the time. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to it, and this is why I said, like, men. Rule number one is men focus on men. Men focus on yourself. Get your skill down. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
create your value.
Yeah. Create your value to your other friends. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, the same thing you create with your friends is the same thing it's the same energy that goes into your other relationships, whether it be business, romantic, whoever you are, you know what I'm saying, to your network or to your, you know, your parents, your family, and all that stuff.
I mean, because in our reality, those are your references.
Yeah,
those are the people that are gonna ask and say, "Is Vic an okay guy? What's up? What's to this?"
Yeah, what's his thing?
So, yeah, definitely.
They got to know your character and stuff, so you got to show some consistency.
That's considered your circle of people around you.
Yeah,
anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So it's like when you get down into it, this is why I say men have code. There's just certain things that have uh, they have higher cost if you don't manage the relationship, the connection right. You know what I'm saying? So like, because all of our best opportunities, they in front of us. You know what I'm saying? So like, which means like you can't, if somebody burned the bridge with you, it ain't your job to fix it because it's behind you. You know what I'm saying? So like so you just take from that lesson how to read the room a little bit better, how to read people better, check the temperature, be the thermostat, and quit being the person in the wrong room. You know what I'm saying? So you could change the temperature if you need to.
Right.
But you can't do that if you don't have a skill. You can't do that if you don't. Well, I'll tell you what. You have a lot less effectiveness at being able to control these things if you don't have a skill. Your spectrum of people is different.
You have nothing to occupy.
You got nothing to occupy your time
besides the whatever you got going on.
You got what I'm saying is too is that the long explanation of you bring nothing to the table. Okay, nobody calls useless people. They just don't. I
invite you out. We're gonna call him because he fight real good. If anybody tries,
he got something.
He got some hands.
Even if he broke, he ain't got himself together, whatever. But he can manage his cool. But you know, if it go down,
girls, let's bring him.
Like just bring him, yeah. Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying. He's delegated for a certain specific type of role.
Exactly,
she is as well too.
But see, and that's the difference. So like when you take that same picture and then switch the gender, everybody thinks that they can do the same thing. All the women think that the ones that are qualified and unqualified, they think they do the same thing.
I mean,
that's why I say, like, I watched a video last night. Let me see.
I'm just saying, man. Like, you got dudes out here too, man. So when I'm speaking, I'm speaking from self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? I guess.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some dudes that act like, you know, that probably was raised by their mothers or their, you know, grandmothers, so they carry those traits.
Yeah, like there was a video last night. Let me just play the audio.
On Friday night,
hold up. So y'all can't see it. I'm just gonna play the audio from it, and to make it make sense, I'm gonna put the link in the comment for it in a second, and I want y'all to check it out and tell me what you think of it. But in the video, there's 3 women that's at this table. Looks like at a restaurant, and they're arguing over the bill, or somebody got scammed or whatever. But at this point, the friendship is dead to some of them, and now they are looking at like who's gonna pay the bill, and the friendship is dead. So I just wanted to. Hang on, let me mute this real quick. Like, who's gonna pay the bill? And let me play this. And I'll drop the link in a second when it gets done playing. I'm gonna let you watch. Let me let you interpret. How about that? Is we sisters? Is we not?
I'm lost.
So on Friday night goes wrong. Going out to eat on Friday night goes wrong. That's the way it came in. But from what I can what did you from what was going on in the video? What could you interpret? Because I'm gonna drop the link so everybody else can watch the same thing. I just don't want to have like no kind of crazy shadow bans or nothing on my channel.
Right. She's saying I heard something about her a bank or something was on a bank account was on an investigation or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they used her. They probably used her card or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And they want some answers.
Yeah, she like what's happening?
What's up now? You know what I'm saying? So and from that,
I guess the dude they was at the table with had something to do with it.
I believe so. And they don't know if he's still there or not or whatever it was. It's out of control.
When they start getting louder and stuff like that, I tune it out.
I do too.
It's like it's annoying.
It's annoying. Like I can tell what's going on, but in a situation like that, you don't see men in those situations the same way you see women in those situations. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't gonna be a whole lot of this.
It's causing the tension to the table. We finna figure this out.
Because we value our privacy differently than they value attention. Because we don't like scenes.
Nowadays, you can't do nothing in the world without being on somebody's camera.
You can't do anything in the world without being on camera. Like people get caught everywhere between the cameras and your Google searches. You'll be out of there.
Yeah.
So, like, if you put those two things together, and they all in your phone,
but like, man, just leave that mug at home.
Just leave. It's just no way.
It's a tracking device.
Even if you leave it at home, it don't matter.
Somebody got theirs.
Yeah, because it's a flip flop. So like, you leave yours at home, everybody else got theirs. You can't say you wasn't there because my phone was here, but if you on camera, fam,
I got you.
Yeah, like
I saw you. Ain't that you? Right
yeah, come on, man. Like
those VVs.
You sure that's not you? You know how many pictures you've taken? You know how many pictures have like you've been in with other people
and not know that you was in them?
Not even know you was in them.
Yeah. Somebody sent me a picture the other day. It was like, yeah, there go you. I'm like, I don't even know where we was at. It was so long ago.
Man. And then they just have bad timing on some of the pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't know what was going on in the background. So now they like, what was you doing?
Well, you know, we're not gonna put ourselves in those.
No, we're not gonna put ourselves in those situations.
Unless I see somebody taking pictures, I'm moving out the way, trying to get out. I ain't trying to photobomb unless I know y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. Because like, it could be two men saying, "Hey, we at this."
What
the? Ain't you at the same place?
All of us have look. We've been around.
Yeah.
All of us have ended up in a place that we have no business in there. Even if it's number 5 minutes. If somebody took a picture, you know what I'm saying, you stepping in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Now it look like you've been immortalized there forever. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, viral. That's the word for 23. It's to get rid of viral.
Yeah, like all those rappers that was talking about how much they love Donald Trump or valued, you know what I'm saying, whatever it was he did, you know, enough to be in rap lyrics, right?
Right.
Or meet Donald Trump and be in pictures with him and then turn around later on like to be associated with him.
After everything comes back, like all the dirt that he's doing.
It just,
you're going to distance yourself from him, but you are already viral.
That's how you got there. And if you glorified money as being like wealth, you use Donald Trump as, you know what I'm saying,
somebody who got it,
a reference point for it. Yeah.
Somebody who
so you can't. Then you've manifested. This is why people don't like meeting their idols or meeting. They you know what I'm saying. It destroys everything because all of that art and stuff that you appreciate, that just comes from the subjective. From there, that's just their feelings.
Yeah.
And that's really just like them. I call it trauma bonding with their audience.
Right.
Because we relate to something that we experienced or whatever, right? So, which is why, like, when I look at the way men relate to each other versus the way women relate to each other, I think at a minimum, no man generally wants to make a scene if he got something of value
Well, I know I don't.
I don't.
I don't want to make a forgot thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like you got something going on. It's a bunch of men like me and you that are out there that are focused on branding, that are focused on, you know what I'm saying, putting out a good solid narrative that nobody else can come in and you know what I'm saying, and hijack and say, take your shit and twist it around and make it theirs.
Yeah.
So
you got to protect yourself while we have insurance.
Right. Yeah, like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that you have to take so many extra steps when it matters. You know, like you don't take no extra steps.
But if you didn't take those extra steps, would it matter? Like you don't focus in on it, you don't care about it. It's like,
yeah, of course.
If you saving for a new pair of shoes, and it's like, oh, I got these shoes. But if somebody just gave you these shoes, like, oh, damn, somebody gave them to me.
It's different.
If you work for them and you earn them, it's like, yeah, I mean, hold on to these, wipe them off, keep them clean.
Yeah,
it's something different.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, it definitely is different when you had to work for it.
Yeah. So you got to work for it. You got to put those measurements in place you got to defend it. It's like, you got to defend what you care about.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't for just let everybody step on your shoes and knowing that you work so hard, 3 shifts to get those shoes. You ain't for let nobody step on. It might be a fight.
Yeah, even if it ain't nothing but shoes.
Nothing but shoes.
Nothing but shoes is what it, yeah. So that's why, like, you know, like your $10 problem ain't a problem. But if you ain't got $10, it's a problem.
Definitely.
So just like if you earn something, the value of that item is different when you earn it versus somebody just giving it to you. You know, so that same is just true across the board. No matter whatever you do, you can't put a dollar figure on everything, of course.
No. Time is more valuable.
Yep.
You stay up all those late nights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not finna. There's some things in your lane that you are absolutely never wrong on.
To the people that don't know nothing about the lane.
Yeah. Yeah, to the people that don't know nothing about the lane.
Yeah.
It's a way different.
It's a way different.
Way different spectrum of what's right and what's wrong.
You can put whatever you want to put on it. At that point.
Yeah. Like
and then when they learn better, it's like, dang, he was wrong about that.
Yeah.
That's like meeting your idol again. Like, dang. On the TV, he looked like he loved kids, loved signing autographs and stuff like that. You meet him in person, he's like, man, I'm not signing no goddamn autograph. So everything you envision, your first time meeting this person, it didn't happen that way. So now you got a whole bad taste in your mouth about this person and everybody else that comes after them. Yeah, like, bro, the thing like that would fit that, and it's happening in front of us. It's like the way all these entertainers' legacies are being questioned. Crushed and questioned, destroyed. Like, I mean, everybody been talking about Diddy. Everybody been talking about just everybody that was connected to Aaliyah. You know, she's like the centerpiece of all of it. None of this stuff would have come about if we didn't have these iPhones and this internet. So now everybody, like, TikTok made everybody famous. It make them famous and it'll defame you as well. So if you're already famous, it's defaming you. The ones that's trying to get famous, it's possibilities that you can get famous through TikToks. But if you're famous already, you could be defamed because everybody's digging at
quickly.
Dirt. And it's like, yeah, look at this. So your perception of that person, the minute I used to think Diddy was he worked from the bottom all the way up. He did that. Bad boys, take that.
Mm-hmm.
But as people putting out a different narrative that know him personally, it's like, damn, would I do that? And now I'm questioning my morals and values.
Yeah, like it makes you pause a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, I've been writing the way that I write for years, is to draw a line of separation between entertainers and athletes and regular people. Because there's a lot of regular people that think they can do the same things that entertainers and athletes can afford to do. Meaning that, like, they can afford the legal costs, not the activity, the aftermath. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like, they can afford their impulse decision making. It's more expensive than yours. They can decide they want to go blow $250,000. You know what I'm saying?
Them feel better.
To make them feel better or to have a different experience. You don't even have, you know what I'm saying, friends combined that make $250,000. You know what I'm saying? If we talking about an undisciplined person, you know what I'm saying, with no resources, right?
Right.
Don't make a whole lot of money. Gotta coexist with somebody else, codependent on other people. Those people can't make the same decisions as people like Diddy, and you know what I'm saying, at this point in the discussion, right? Because the law gonna get in your business, and you already seen, you know what I'm saying, how people can use the law to their advantage. They can pick and choose how they want to handle you.
Yeah.
Because like the social media power and influence that comes in, where people can get in there, you know, get in your business and
somebody see you with their camera. They selling your picture, they selling your videos, and people can edit it and put their own narrative.
Because people putting videos and old pictures out from times that should have been out a long time ago if they had knowledge of it, if it was important, or it made more sense to put it out at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw one where they talking about Justin Combs ain't Diddy's son, and people are saying, well, some people saying they've always known that, like it's been put out before, and some people saying this is the first I heard of it, but it don't even matter. It's all new information because the context get changed. And like, damn, I always wanted that. Now you got these people going back rethinking.
Imagine if you got famous, right?
Yeah.
Like to that extent of where they at right now. You know how much stuff that'll come out about you that's probably not going to be true?
You can make up anything.
I mean, you can make up anything. So it's like, do you want to be famous? Did you see what's happening to these people?
Bro, like you want to be right.
I really, me, myself,
I don't care about fame.
I don't want to be famous either. I just want to get the money that I'm supposed to get, do what I need to do for the people that I need to do it for, which is our people.
Yeah. Not
just my people, but our people. And get out the way, man.
That's all I want to do is just get out the way. Like I don't care anything about being famous. None of that. I don't have no desire. I just think that that's just part of it. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing something on camera, I don't overlook it. Like you can't move invisible anymore if you got something going on. You got to be.
You gotta be. You always on the spotlight.
Especially when you the centerpiece of your network. When you the go-to person in your network, it's no way you can avoid not knowing everybody.
It's like, and then you messing up all this. Let's say
the relationships.
If you do business with me, we do a lot of manufacturing business and stuff together.
Right.
If you met me outside of us doing business, but we got business on the table, and you see how reckless I am, like outside of you be like, this dude going to jail every other day. He's fighting with his baby mama. He don't know how to be on time for things. Would you be trustworthy with your money that you work so hard for to give me to, you know what I'm saying, that further yourself?
You wouldn't bank with if the bank behaved like that, you wouldn't put your money in that bank.
Like, nah.
So not to look at people as items, but you got to look at the function of your relationship. What's your relationship with that person? You're not basing it off the person because they can always change their behavior.
Oh yeah.
You like behavior can always change. You know what I'm saying? But at present, does your character say that I can do business with you and trust you? Because that money is an extension of your quality of life.
Right.
That's the way that you run your life. That's the way, you know what I'm saying, like you honor your relationships. That's the way you take care of home. You know what I'm saying? And so you're messing with somebody's peace.
Peace? You mess with somebody's, you know what I'm saying? Like that money could have been invested in something else.
I could have been doing something else. I could have been doing a whole lot of other things. All of us know what we could have been doing. Like that's why we know the value of time. Because I've been waiting all this time to be disappointed.
So you know, not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But that goes back to all his endorsements. They seeing all this stuff come out on TikTok and stuff like that. Just last couple months ago, they just announced that he was a billionaire. So once everybody started seeing this man became a billionaire, bro, everything came out. So is it hate or is really him or it's like?
I think it's both. I think both things can be true. Because like check this out, right? You remember when John Gruden had that when he had like a crazy $10 million contract or something like that?
I'm not familiar with that.
John Gruden used to coach the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Raiders.
See, I don't follow sports. So.
Yeah. Well, John Gruden was the head coach for the Raiders. They brought him on for some kind of crazy salary. I think it was like I don't know what it was. I don't even want to speculate, but like it was a huge salary. And everybody else in the league or that was paying attention to the transaction was like, that's a lot of money for John Gruden. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, and the terms was so like, it was like a Master P type of deal. Mm. You know, like when Master P talked about like he had his own money, they gave him a deal, he had their own distribution stuff. It's something like that on whatever the NFL comparison would be. And then later on, after he got fired, then a couple years after that, you know what I'm saying, he was on TV for a while as an announcer. And then somewhere in there, they leaked out some old emails exchanges, old emails that he had with somebody else, which allowed the Raiders to void their agreement and not have to, consider him to be in breach of contract based on some kind of character clause that was in there, and they had to pay him anymore.
Look, see a character clause that they put in there. Your character gets assassinated every day.
Every day.
You assassinate my character every time you say something that's not even true, morally true.
That's why I just be telling men, just stay disciplined about the way you move. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not hurting people, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you not hurting children, women, other people, you're not on no drugs, no alcohol, you ain't robbing people, you ain't doing weird things to hurt people's life, right? The most that they can do is make something up about you. That's the most they can do.
And if you believe in the Bible, what they say? They talked about Jesus.
They talked about Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? So,
like, gossip is always gossip. There's never been, like, as long as they're a human being, there's gonna be gossip. It's just gonna be how we choose to connect to it. So don't put yourself in a position where everybody can connect you to a negative behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about it now. When you think about Lauryn Hill, what do you think about?
I don't think about Lauryn Hill, but if I did think about Lauryn Hill, she made great music, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't take away something that somebody's done.
You can't. But the people that want a Lauryn Hill concert experience would disagree.
They would disagree, because life happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know what she went through, but since you saw that, but you saw this at the last.
But you saw it at the last.
So if you didn't go, you saw it at the last, and you didn't go to this. Nobody showed up at her next concert. You think she'll fix that, or will she not?
Yeah.
She'll fix it.
Yep.
She'd be like, oh well, I made only $100 because I didn't show up on time.
Because I didn't do my job.
I'm gonna show up an hour prior. Just so they know I'm already here.
Yeah, I got to go out there and sweet talk the crowd or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for every action there's a reaction, and I think she addressed that. Her tardiness, and it wasn't comforting to the people, her fans.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that video. Oh yeah, it was like word salad. It was to me it was more of a demonstration. Like it was pageantry. It looked like she was addressing it, but you didn't answer nothing. You just said something really loud.
Yeah, she's human. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, people gotta understand. She thinks she's still in the music business. You're not in the music business no more. You're in the people's business. Everything you do, you forever gonna be in the people's business because you have to deal with people.
That's really true because you got to be in front of whatever it is that you're in. Because like if you in the music business, you're probably selling music equipment.
Right.
You're dealing with the components,
but pieces you need.
Yeah. But if you're a musician, you got to deal with people. That's your thing. Use your talent to reach people.
You gotta deal with the people.
You gotta deal with the people, man. And so like that's why I be talking, discipline. Like because like you don't want to do business with undisciplined people.
Discipline is like the spectrum of everything you do in life.
Two mindsets, man. You know what I'm saying? You either disciplined or undisciplined.
It's just the facts.
It's just what it is, man.
Just
like
the facts.
Like all of these confidence coaches, these life coaches, they keep talking, you know what I'm saying? Like they got whatever narrative, whatever their brand is, right? Mm-hmm. I believe that you just move different if you're disciplined versus being undisciplined. That's not saying you can't make a mistake, but the path to recovery is different if you discipline versus undisciplined. You know what I'm saying? Like if you already out of shape, lazy, and inconsistent, you know what I'm saying, in a particular arena. Mm-hmm. If you make this, and then you got somebody that's the opposite of that, right? They the disciplined person and the undisciplined person. Mm-hmm. They both decide, I'm not going to the gym for 6 months. That's a different decision and outcome for the disciplined person versus the undisciplined person. Because if you already undisciplined in appearance, undisciplined in behavior and everything else, and then you decommit, or you know what I'm saying, your outcome is going to look way different. Right. Because by the time you get ready to get to that path to make a correction and say, you know what, okay, I'm tired of doing, you know what I'm saying, what I've been doing, and then change direction, you may be too unhealthy to recover by the time you try to make a decision. But if you discipline, if you say, I'm going to take 6 months and not do anything to heal your body, I'm going to party, do whatever, you can correct yourself differently because you've already got different reference points. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing. That's why they tell you, say, money don't unlame a lame. If you on drugs now, if I give you a bunch of money, you're gonna buy better drugs.
I mean, so I translate. It's like kids, man. You know, we try to control the things that they do. We try to control so they don't make as many mistakes, so they don't make any mistakes. Mm-hmm. But you know, you can't. So undisciplined you have to be undisciplined in the beginning to understand what discipline is.
Man, look, you live in your feelings until you meet the facts. Because like you do everything you think you're supposed to be doing. You feel is right. Yeah. And you in areas where you get to feel better about what you're doing. You go to places that make you feel good. You don't go to places that you have to go or should be in. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go do what feels right. And then after a while, those things that feel right, they got short-term effect. And then
you need something else.
Now you need something else to do. And then if you already got another skill, you know, if you got another skill, you're like, you know what, guys, I'm cool on this right here. I'm fixing to go focus on what I'm doing. And then you got them guys
that's all they can do is
because they ain't got nothing else.
They ain't got nothing else.
Those men chase pussy. That because if you like you started off when you said we get the guy to go bring the chicks around. Yeah. You can leave him out there because he out there anyway.
That's what he do.
He's
good at that.
And he's good at that.
Don't take that away from him.
Don't. And that's the thing. We put him in that box.
That's all he got.
We put him in that box and you let him stay over there.
Now I can, you know, as him being our man or whatever, we can put him on plays and stuff. And depending on how he reacts to those plays, it's depending on if we put him on another play.
Period.
Once he gets tired of being undisciplined and he want to be disciplined,
we'll teach you something else.
Now it's all right, bro. I'm tired of chasing these hoes. What's up? What's the business?
Yeah. What's the business? What do I need to do? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
you have some people, like you have those preacher kids, man. They grew up. They go to church every Sunday, Monday through Sunday. Yeah. And as soon as they get away from that preacher dad or that preacher mom,
they out of there.
And then they just become somebody else because they didn't know how to be undisciplined. So once they get that taste, they get that taste later on in the later ages to where those mistakes that they're making is deadly and detrimental to their well-being.
Yep, because you can't shield people from what they're gonna do.
You can't. You gotta let them make some type of mistake. So like, well, I ain't gonna do that no more.
You got to, because they gotta have a reference point. You got no reference point, so like you don't even know what's out there that you don't even know, you know, what you might end up romanticizing. You know what I'm saying? Like that, because that's why you see these entertainers wait till they turn 30, decide they're gonna be in a game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why they you went from up here to down here because you have to get your hands dirty.
Yeah,
You have to get your hands dirty somehow.
You got to.
Man, I ain't getting no coffee, man. Where the coffee at, man?
Let me get you some coffee, man. Yeah. Matter of fact, let me text Gina. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Gina back?
Yeah, she back there.
Oh, I thought she was still gone.
No, she here. Hang on.
That's why I came. I'm like, she's
oh, there go. Hang on a second. Let me get our guest up here in a few, because I can't wait to hear her input, and she on her way right now. Let's see here, man. What else you had going on this weekend?
On the weekend?
Yeah, this past weekend.
Man, what I do this weekend, man? I don't think I did too much of anything this weekend. I made a couple plays, dropped off some people merchandise so they could do their drops.
Yeah.
A lot of people did drops Saturday.
Man, yeah, look, talk to the people about what you do. Like, this is, because like, you always be in the background and stuff.
Yeah, man, I don't like the light.
I know. and you always be in the background and stuff, and you make a lot of different things happen. I don't even think I can speak on I know I can't speak on everything that you do fully, you know what I'm saying, because that's just your lane. But this platform is about bringing disciplined men, you know what I'm saying, to the platform, so we can show the work that we do. We can show the connections that we built and what is built off of. You know what I'm saying? We don't do superficial relationships, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people are like my friends. This is how I'm able to function the way that I'm functioning. They part of, you know what I'm saying, my spectrum, so, like, tell the people what they can expect, what they looking at, you know what I'm saying, when it come down to Mike G and Forever Game, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, like how I started, I wanted to change the culture. I got tired of wearing just, Nikes and everything else. So I wanted to do something for myself. And by doing something for myself, I started my own brand, which I'm wearing right now, Forever Game, forever meaning loyalty, game means family love. It's just something different, to the point to where we're going to put a double entree on this thing right here, what we call gang, because no matter what you do right now, let's say the military, they're a gang, police, they're a gang, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to take that word and change the narrative of it and put it back to where it really is supposed to be, which is like a clique of people coming together for the greater good. So what we do here, I know you work in different fields and stuff like that, and I do different things too. So we able to connect on those levels to the point to where we can get something accomplished by working together. You know what I mean? Like when I met you, I didn't know you from a can of paint. But as you saw, and as you utilize my references for the people that I know and that you know, and it's like, yeah, that's Mike and da da da. So that gave me that lets me know that my reputation was good out there in the streets as well. So I took that, and what I did was I started manufacturing other brands, such as yourself, to where they don't have to talk to certain individuals. They talking straight directly to me to get their point across. They let me know the colors, the sizes, and stuff like that, and I try to translate as best as I can what they're trying to envision in their mind and bring it to life, so where they can wear it and they can be their own billboard. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Be your own billboard at some point. You can't. Oh, it's like you go to Walmart, you get a bag, it got Walmart on the bag, right? So a person just walking down the street see you with that Walmart bag, and it's like, damn, I need to stop at Walmart. Thank you for reminding me. Without even telling that person they need to go to Walmart, just by seeing that walking billboard, lets them know they need to go get something from Walmart.
That is so true. Like, that's very true. Like, I can definitely say that I thought about, like, I've seen people that was cutting grass, and they had their brand of, you know what I'm saying, for their lawn care. And even if I don't call them, it makes me think about calling the guy that cuts my grass.
That's what it is.
It's just a big redirect.
It's just a trigger, man. Everybody's triggered by something that they know they need to do or something that they have to do. But even if you don't have to do it, it's still a trigger of something like, damn, I need to go check it out.
But put a pin right there in that word trigger. You know what I'm saying? We gonna say that for offline conversation, because I just had an idea. You know what I'm saying? Which is the point. So
right.
Because that's the whole point of it, man. We got to find a way to monetize our triggers. Because like we spend too much emotion on on stuff that we can't affect, control, or anything. But it still captivates our attention, right? So that means there's something to be learned from it. We're just looking at it and we don't know why we're looking at it. Like, you know how you don't watch sports or you don't, you know what I'm saying, you don't immerse yourself in things that don't benefit you.
Right.
That's just really what it is, you know what I'm saying? And there's no shade to nobody that watches sports at all, what they choose to do with their time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But some people hear that and they get offended because they think that you believe you may be better than them because you don't watch sports.
And then you have this, you have this misunderstanding that if you're a man and you don't watch sports, that you're different from somebody else, that you're not manly enough.
Mm-hmm.
I just choose not to indulge in it. I've had I reached my limit of sports, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it started looking like it was rigged to me. So when things start looking rigged to me, I don't indulge in it.
Yeah.
And then the sports commentators talking about it, it's just like me and you sitting here talking about it, but except they getting paid for it.
They get paid, yeah.
Platform.
Like shoot, that's why like Cam and Mace, what they've been able to do, that's been real dope. You know what I'm saying? Like just to watch them take their real friendship and sit it down in front of people. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey G, what's up?
Thank you, baby.
I'm gonna take him with me and get his morning walk in, and we'll just walk back from the stuff.
Okay, baby. Mm-hmm. So
that's good coffee right there. That's good coffee right there.
Mocha right there.
Must taste like a shot of rum was in here.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, good. Hey, this is a Coffee and Blunts morning show.
Yes, sir.
You know,
yes, sir.
And we got my man Mike G here with me with Forever Gang. You know, you in a good space where we just chopping it up as the first conversation in the morning. It need to make sense. A lot of people don't have a good, healthy first conversation in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Because by the time that the worst of your day gets in front of you, it's hard to get back to you know what I'm saying, like a good space to start over. Because how many times you got up and you said, man, I need a do-over? It's been a long time since I had to say that because I know how to take the good with the bad.
Yeah. I live by, a certain code, man. Things just all right, go right. So if I look in the mirror and I'm not smiling at myself first, how am I expect you to smile at me?
Right. You gotta soften things up. You know what I'm saying? You got to.
Right. If I don't give myself the first smile of the day, how am I expect to have a good day?
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like how you gonna recognize when somebody trying to be nice to you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's got that guard up in their own defense to where we don't know how to communicate with each other as a people.
This dog over here getting dressed.
Because it called us.
Look, I'm still stuck on the fact that you said EJ, bed. The dude went over there, he looked at you, and he laid down and said nothing else. I was amazed. I was done.
Yeah, my
We
dog.
make him the logo of the podcast.
Hey, look, I'm telling you, I want to do merch with his face on it.
EJ, chill now.
Yeah. Look, he out of here, man.
Like you say, you took him to a training thing, or you guys training yourself?
Yeah, that's all home training right there.
Oh man,
yeah. That's all home training. Like you gotta have time with the pet.
Mm-hmm.
And he ain't even a year yet. He turned a year this month.
Oh man, yeah.
And I've only had him since April.
Yeah, man, he doing good right
now.
But those kind of dogs, man, always been intelligent though. You know what I'm saying?
Super intelligent.
Those type of dogs, man. It's like you get a pit bull. Whatever. I'm not saying nothing negative about.
But nobody breeds.
Nobody's dog.
Certain dogs got certain.
But it takes them a little longer. Those are the guys that was on that short bus that have to. You got to take extra time with.
Yeah.
This dog right here is like. Unless you beating on them, you ain't beating on my dog.
No. Hey, look, my first name is Vic. That's it.
Yeah.
So like let's not even tie them up. You know what I'm saying? But he just I think dogs really do figure out who they want to protect them. They recognize who protects them. They recognize, you know what I'm saying, who's trying to teach them something, because dogs want to learn. Like they want to do something to, you know what I'm saying, say, hey, look at me, you know. They don't like messing up. They can tell when they mess up.
Yeah, they put the paws over the eyes.
Yeah. Oh man, they quit. Hey, what's up, Brandon? My man, he got the tea and blunts over there. What y'all got with y'all blunts? Tea and blunts? What's going on out here?
That's some really good coffee. Do you used to work at Starbucks?
I did, but I didn't do nothing like that.
Man, so my friend Karen Jordan, she says, I think that's it. Women are looking for branding, long-term attention. Like I like that. She considers branding for women long-term attention.
Branding is somewhat permanent.
It is. It's permanent.
It's permanent, unless you cut it off. You got
Man, look, you want to get on camera? Is that what it is? You heard? He got on a little sweater. This ain't quite forever game material. You know what I'm saying? But this is who we talking about when we say EJ. Like, go on your walk now. Call him in there, baby. Yeah, we keep a schnauzer around. You know what I'm saying? Like, he on a mission right now. He got to go get his Paul steps in. So, but yeah, Brandon, long-term attention, almost permanent.
She's saying women. That's
she said women are looking for branding, long-term attention. She said women that are looking for branding, long-term attention will be extra. The ones who are there walk in the shadows. Basically, the ones that's supposed to be there, they in the background, they chilling. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that just want the attention and the long-term branding, they act out. They have different behaviors, kind of like that lady in that video. You know what I'm saying? That's the behavior. I don't know the whole context of what took place in that video that we looked at, but the context of what I hear says somebody got done wrong, and they're not like making a scene is not a deal breaker.
Well, the friendship was already over at that point. You just went loud like that. Then
you just needed a reason. Yeah, some people just need a place to dump.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely get that, but it's a time for everything. It's what I'm always told when I was a kid coming up. It's a time to cry, it's a time to die, it's a time for all things.
Yeah, that sounds like
exposing yourself and your friends who you consider family sisters or brothers and cousins and stuff like that, exposing each other out there in other people's atmospheres. Definitely going to teach that person how to treat the person that you're conducting your anger towards.
Yeah. There go my boy Brandon. Hey, he said Mike G, what's going on with it?
What's up? What up?
Yeah. So we got some people. I appreciate y'all coming in and checking out the pod. It's gonna get real interesting in a minute. We got another guest coming in soon, and we're gonna get on camera. We're gonna run a whole different type of dialogue at some point, because today's main topic is about complexion and competition, and the source of it is just that all of these things have a different impact to certain people. Some of us are impacted differently because of what we choose to embrace and what we don't. Like, I've always embraced my whole identity. Like you just said, when you look in the mirror, if you can't give yourself the first smile of the day, then why would you expect? Like, you're definitely not gonna leave the house expecting.
I mean, you looking for somebody else to give you the first smile of the day, then your day is always going to start off.
Yeah, man. This is like the era where we got to start acting handsome. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to start we're modest about it, but we got to start acting handsome. You know what I'm saying? Like, which means you got a different appreciation for yourself. Because if you can't appreciate you,
why you expect somebody else to?
Why you expect somebody else to?
People handle you how you handle yourself.
Man, come on now. So it's like when it comes down to it, you have to give yourself a little bit more grace.
But you know what? I think a lot of people hold back on doing all of that because they're afraid of what people might think. Oh, he's bragging, or she's boasting, or you know what I'm saying? Just you worried about somebody else's feelings, so you tone yourself down to fit and make them feel better about themselves.
Yeah,
we have to stop that.
That's definitely part of it too, because like I'm not gonna stay someplace where I feel like I gotta, dial myself back so I don't have to, make somebody else comfortable. Like, no. And that's part of the reason why, like,
I speak when I'm spoken to. You know,
that's a good trait to have.
That really is. I don't go. I don't go where I'm invited. I don't go where I'm uninvited. I don't go places that's not my business. And even if I'm out and I'm in a place that just so happens to not be my business, I'm only speaking when I'm spoken to.
Right.
Which goes back to optics. And like this is a lot more of your personal life that you can retain, and your personal privacy and your peace that allows you to move in and out of varied spaces without making a scene. You know what I'm saying? And if you speak when you're spoken to, you have a way different, you know what I'm saying, connection to just people in general. You start having more meaningful conversations when you speak when you're spoken to.
Because now they address it. People figure they'll test you out and see what your capabilities are. I mean, if I notice you good about doing podcasts,
yeah,
I'm not gonna come to you and talk about selling cars, bro.
It's not my thing.
It's not your thing.
Yeah.
So if we having a conversation now, man, what's the best way you think we could build this radio station?
It's gonna be on some business. We stand on business when we have
because you know what we need.
Yes,
you done the research.
I already did it. So like every time we link, it's a continued conversation about the same topic, and we just making it better. Like, and that comes out when we doing design. You know what I'm saying? It takes us 2-3 conversations sometimes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much creativity in just the conversation that we have to stop, break it up,
come back to it.
Kind of come back to it. And it takes a while to complete the puzzle because everything you're doing is a puzzle. You got the thing that you want.
You have to fit together.
And you got to fit it in there. And then it has to be feasible. Because it's some, like how many times you told me, say, Vic, I don't know. I said I can do it, but I got to find the right material to do it with, because some materials don't take the set.
I made those mistakes already.
Yeah, because you already made them mistakes.
I made it.
Why would I just go out and say I'm gonna design my merch, but I'm gonna learn, like you in the people business now?
Yeah,
because you had to learn the manufacturing business,
and that's
before you could even sell it, and you still learn it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then you get to a point where you finally got it and you get a chance to reshuffle your deck. That's the way.
Hey, reshuffle your deck.
Man, reshuffle your deck, man. Reshuffle your deck, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like when up until a certain point of your understanding in life, right? You're living in your feelings till you meet the facts. The more facts you get, the less you in your feelings. And the things that you're doing now started from a feeling. I feel like I can do this. Then you tried it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were still encouraged and you were still motivated by it. And then you probably had 4 or 5 wins when you didn't even know anything.
Didn't know nothing.
Nothing.
Thought I was good. And then it came that 4 or 5 wins. Then it took 4 or 5 losses. So
you had a slump.
6 losses. So it's kind of like balance me out. Hey man, you did good here. Understand, humble yourself, and then you know what I'm saying.
You're gonna get some L's.
You're gonna get them L's. The L's are gonna make you stronger.
You can't spell millions without them, dog. You know what I'm saying? You need at least 2 L's.
Yeah.
At least 2, because like the first one, it might be on me. The second one might be on them.
Yeah.
And then you got to leave room for 3.
You got to leave room for 3
because the third one, it might be an L from nothing that you knew. It had nothing to do with you.
It's a fluke. It just was a fluke.
COVID was a third L for a lot of people.
And it kind of counts out a lot of people.
It wiped out. It evaporated a lot of people.
But so it did what it was supposed to do.
It did what it was supposed to do.
It did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, it was a skill. It was a system reset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, reshuffle.
They reshuffle the deck on you.
It's a reshuffle.
They
just came back.
Yeah, that's what the coffee do, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like.
Hey, how did you come up with the topic of?
Man, look, when Starr gets here,
that's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah, she on the way.
Heard all the color jokes, man. You know what I'm saying? Midnight, you know.
Well, like Starr is dope because the things that I write about are not always the things that I talk about, because I want you to have one experience with me as a writer. Like I treat my social media page like my open blog. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only focused on discipline and undisciplined mindsets. Um, I'm only focused on adding intelligent value to the same things that entertain people every day. You know what I'm saying? That some people on there logging on and just thumbing and just looking. You know what I'm saying? Some people need mentorships. Everybody is coming to use social media for something, right?
Mm-hmm. Kill
time or whatever. But like if you come over to my page, you know what I'm saying? My page is to have intelligent exchange. You know what I'm saying? And you can't bring that if you're not saying that that's what you're doing. Because otherwise you just own it. Mm-hmm. I'm using it to connect with people so they know the type of person that they can expect to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
And then too, you know, everybody don't read.
And everybody don't read.
So you able to give them, you know, if you by looking at your podcast, understanding the topics, understanding the way, you know what I'm saying, what you're speaking about, I'm pretty much getting the book, but I'm getting a decipher, I'm getting an interpretation.
You get an interpretation of it.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah. And if I want to go deeper and go more and I want to support you, I'm going to buy the book.
Correct. Which is why, like, when it comes down to the merch, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything that we create is an extension or a dimension to who we are, you know what I'm saying, as a person, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you're a great entertainer, right, or an athlete or something like that, your connection to fashion is going to be different than somebody that is not in that spectrum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a TJ Maxx Raw's budget, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to see the value in a, you know what I'm saying, in a certain item of clothing based on somebody else's taste and appetite in fashion.
But if we was all the same, we'd be bored.
We'd be bored. And that's why that's why you can't have winners without losers. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't have winners without losers. And bring it to the stage. Hey, what's up? Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Oh man. Whew, that traffic. I'm good though.
Arrive alive.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we care about. So good morning, Miss Starr. Mrs. Starr, Parham-Sobers, author of
what the Butterfly Experience and the Art of Submission.
Come on now, you know. The Art of Submission, man. Like Starr is full of information, and this topic came out of a couple of hours of conversation over the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And we kind of like we're trying to figure out what's the difference. We go back and forth all the time in a healthy way, where she is making it rewarding to share with her my personal experiences, things that I've observed. We can tell the difference from a general and a specific experience. And then she's giving me the feminine version of that. I give her the masculine version. She gives me the feminine version. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to be able to reach each other.
Yeah.
And to be able to do that, I have to understand her language and she has to understand mine. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole fusion of why she's on this platform, and, you know what I'm saying, and being able to translate for, well, some people like to call it woman-splaining and man-splaining, and, you know what I'm saying, whatever they want to call it. Venus and Mars, you know what I'm saying? We want to do it from a disciplined, respectful, and motivated space. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, where did we leave off on this conversation? And you know what I'm saying? And walk me through the parts of it that you remember before we came down to complexion and competition.
Oh man. Well, we were talking about the materialism, and and how men are normally, you guys are always accused of being very visual and materialistic. I think as a human, that's just something that, you know, we live in a very tangible world. But when we were having a conversation about it, and, you know, like he said, he will have that perspective I have, and I'll add to it, or vice versa. And it's like, wow, how did you know? I was just thinking that, you know, but he will solidify some certain things, you know, and I'm like, okay. So when he said that women tend to be more materialistic, now here's the thing. That's not exactly debatable, because if you take the word material or materialistic and you find a root to it, because the thing is, I don't believe in having a, like debates. I believe in actually just going in and finding solutions. So it is true. Maternal, materialistic, matter, it all stems from a very feminine perspective. You get it? Maternity, maternal, material, matter. So by nature, we are very materialistic visual beings, but not just with you guys. We do that with each other as well. So when we started talking about us being more visual, then we started talking about how women interact with each other based on that.
Yeah, the sheer nature of it is, it's like men do not base their connections to people on materialistic things, on superficial things, on surface things. Like disciplined men do not. Let me say it that way. Yeah. Undisciplined men are more subjective to materialistic and superficial and transactional relationships, and when you're undisciplined, you have a greater probability to being connected to negative people, you know what I'm saying, or people that cause distractions.
Exactly. Absolutely. And by the way, kind of topic, it says stream this to your audience. Would I be able to stream this also from my?
Yes, you can. So like when you go there, if you got like a YouTube channel or whatever social media channel, it'll broadcast it on your side too. As a matter of fact, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
That's what we want. You know what I'm saying? So the other part, I think when we started getting into the materialistic part, the material piece of it, and like in our conversation, I like the fact that you take ownership to what the feminine is likely responsible for, and then I take accountability for what the masculine is responsible for, because this is all, like it's not necessarily subjective. It should be back. It's not even, what I'm saying, a negative thing. It's just the fact that it exists. There are things that are more there are things that are just more efficient if men or women do them. Just simply put, you know what I'm saying? Like and when you look at like how feminism has affected and blurred so many boundaries about what's for men, what's for women, what's gender neutral, you know what I'm saying? And the when it comes down to it, materialistic behavior is feminine at its root. So that's an indicator of who, what type of environment people come from that value materials more than value healthy relationships. I think she got a connection issue today. You got the struggle stream going on over there.
No, you know what? When I had
are you using your phone?
No, I'm on a computer. But when I had used the option to stream to the audience, now it's asking me all these questions and stuff, and I'm like, it's asking for a title. I'm just gonna put pretty much the name of the. I'm gonna put the name of the show here.
Yeah, just copy and paste it. Matter of fact, I'll copy and paste it to you. That way you could just highlight it. You know what I'm saying? On your channel. That's what I would do anyway. Hang on. What's the best place? Let me put it in the private chat. That way you can get it.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. Well, here we go.
Yeah, my apologies. I was just wanting to make sure
It's all good. Hey, this is the first conversation where we getting everything together. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get better at this. This is gonna be a routine, weekly presentation or a conversation about how we view, you know what I'm saying, these things in life. What is something stabilized over there? Like what you got going on? You about to trying to give me epilepsy?
Let me get this straight. Hold on.
Yeah, get that straight. Is
it better?
I was about to start, you know what I'm saying, trying to follow the screen, I know you saw it moving. You like, that ain't that bad. It's worse than that.
Okay, it should be stable now.
Yeah, we good.
No, but that immediately when you hear something like that, you automatically want to, I wouldn't say debate it, but you automatically want to challenge that, especially if you're a woman, you want to challenge that because you don't want to be seen as that, the average woman, they always want to fight against that particular stereotype as being seen as a gold digger, seen as materialistic, but I feel like this. It's okay to own it. It's okay to own it. The part that has been the part of life that has been kind of creating the mistrust is trying to keep up that facade of being perfect. And I break those barriers. I don't have that. I don't want that imagery of I'm just perfect and I'm just no, I fuck up and I have fucked up. And I take accountability for those things, So and that's not always easy because you got to get past a lot of layers of ego. But just from personal experiences, I can't refute a lot of the things that you say. Just based on personal experiences, just like you was talking about complexion, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about now. There will be a lot of women that watch this, and even my friends, followers, associates, and a lot of them, and they can't deny it because it's true. I ain't gonna call no names. A lot of them either befriended me, didn't want to be friends with me, didn't want to be around me, or were around me because they either assumed I was mixed, or they when they found out I was fully Black, they got more standoffish. I have to always clarify to women all the time that my mother and my father are Black, and they're surprised, they're shocked, and I always have to ask why. Why are you shocked that I'm not biracial? And what they really want to say is because I'm beautiful, right? That's what they really want to say. But that's implying that you can't be beautiful and be 100% Black. I
can't have it like you can't have it both ways. Like two things can't exist at the same time.
And it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I've gone through this shit for 40 years. I've gone through this shit for 40 years. High school was even worse. High school is horrible. Once women get, I say, above the age of 30, about 35, it kind of don't matter no more because now you have no choice but to be civil with the women that you don't like because you got to work together, even though you really don't like her, but you got to pretend.
Yep.
So that the half-breed girl that, that you think that her life is perfect because she light skinned and you don't like her, well, you really don't know what the hell she's going through.
Like, yeah, because the spectrum of attention has to be different. I think the spectrum of attention is, correct me if I'm wrong, or guide me in the right direction. But how's the spectrum of attention? How does it vary based on complexion amongst women by themselves?
Oh God, it's ridiculous. I had like I said, I ain't call no names. I don't care who's watching. If I'm talking about you, hear your name. So what? Fuck it. If the shoe fucking fits, strap that motherfucker up. I had a lot of very good friends of mine that were biracial, and it would piss them off when I got attention. It would piss them off because they would think that just because men approached us, they were supposed to automatically get the phone number. I never thought about color like that. I think it's too surface level. But then actually witnessing a lot of these things. But then I got treated like shit from women who were darker than me. So then I'm getting it from both ends because I'm in the middle here. I'm brown. Right. See, I'm brown. So brown girls, we have a different experience because the darker ones, they wasn't really fucking with us. And then the light-skinned ones, they really wasn't fucking with us unless we were mixed, because there's mixed chicks that are brown. So I said fuck it and hung out with the white girls. It's more peaceful that way.
So what are you attracted to?
As far as men?
Yes. Like complexion, I guess.
My husband, he's a Black man. But prior, I never actually had a color preference when it comes to dating because honestly, I listen to Slipknot and Metallica and shit. And even though I love my brothers, I might come off a little weird. So I attract, if I'm out and about, the men who approach me are normally Caucasian men. But Black men will talk to me, but it's
So if you had to choose, you would choose a darker complected man or a light or white. I mean, not race, but complexion wise.
I never had a preference in that. I don't. I never had a preference in skin tone with men. I find of course all women, we find dark skin beautiful, but um I never had a preference in that.
Is your father light skinned? If you don't
Mm-mm.
mind me asking, he's
No.
dark complected.
Yes.
So your preference will highly be dark complected men.
Um,
I would assume because if he was a good father, you
mhm.
always want the image, like young boys want their image of their mother with their wives and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now that you know what, I never really thought about it, but when I really, yeah, I could say that because I'm attracted to my husband, so obviously I believe
That's
that
apparent in
is.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for myself, my wife is light complected, and I've always, I guess, been attracted or pushed that way because, again, we talking about complexion here. We heard all the jokes as being dark complected. So, two dark skinned people is black on black crime, and your kid's gonna be darker than both of you guys together. So it was like a mental thing. Like,
I have
I'm just.
yeah. Some of my children are biracial, and the thing is, like I said, even with my children, I don't make that this distinction. Some people assume because when I had biracial children, a lot of people assume that that was a preference of mine, but it just happened to be these were the men whom I connected with that person and got married. It wasn't so much the skin tone, but I don't see anything wrong with preference. Like you said, you married your wife. That's because you're attracted to her. I don't see nothing wrong with preference. So when people say I prefer light or I prefer dark, a lot of people take that personally and they say, "Oh, that's rooted in self-hate." No, no. But if you're treating someone indifferent,
That's different. That's self-hate.
that's different.
Yeah,
But
like
preference? Oh gosh, we're free to
yeah,
have preference.
yeah, like that's self-hate when it's like you're doing something as revenge or in retribution. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And most times you doing something like that, you're doing something very materialistic.
Yeah,
But
it's some fuck shit.
again, it is a look. I'm telling you, when you look at materialistic people, a lot of them got a problem with connection with their moms.
Material, maternal. Yes, absolutely. There's a linkage somehow. And like I said, I like to go the metaphysical route when we talk about things. That's why I even brought out this book. This book is amazing. And it talks about your melanin. And it will give a great perspective on this dark and light. And it's a lot of women that have mentored, many women. And the main thing I've noticed with women that have whether they're light or dark, when they become pregnant, you get a darker line down the center here. It's called linea nigra, and then you get your nipples get darker, your genitalia, all your sexual organs, even your stomach gets darker, your nose get bigger. You even get this dark line over your nose, and it makes a lot of women insecure. But when I teach them why they get it, it makes them feel empowered. Because back in the day when we were in Africa or we were indigenous, we didn't have clothes. So in order for our bodies to protect our unborn children from the radiation of the sun, the melanin coagulates in certain areas to protect the baby. Now, a lot of women have insecurities about that darkness. They want to bleach it and all that, but that's a protection mechanism. That is how genius, that is how wonderful, beautiful you are. But they don't know that. They don't know that. So, like I said, when it comes down to pigmentation and talking about skin tone, there's a tone. It's the tone in which you even speak on it. Because think about it. And me and my friend was talking about this earlier. Have your mother ever said, "Get your black ass over here"? Why has black kind of always been used in a very derogatory way? Now, I don't say that to my children, but I say that to my cats, even though they're not black. But I'd be like, "Get your black ass in the house." They nigga cats. They nigga cats. So,
the kids, so it was like it was like we look at you weird, like because you say they biracial, right?
Some of them, yeah.
How many kids do you have?
I have 6 and 1 grandchild.
Oh, okay. You said some. Like, okay, but I guess you got best of both worlds.
She got the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
and that's
40?
Yeah.
Grandchild.
Yeah.
So your oldest is what, like 20 something?
Yeah. He's 20.
That's cool. You still look young. So I guess, can we at least take that and keep that in our bag? That black don't crack none if you light skin or not.
Yeah, exactly. There it is, and that's part of the dynamic that Starr possesses. She's got children that reflect the spectrum of complexion, and you have to mentor your kids differently as they get older.
Yep. And
you have to deal with them based on what type of exchanges that they might deal with, you know what I'm saying, outside the house. Like these materialistic approaches are closely rooted to people's feelings, you know what I'm saying? So everything's just subjective interpretation everywhere you go.
Absolutely.
But
yeah, I have to.
But when you had the experience that you've had individually, you know what I'm saying, being probably attractive all your life, you know, and probably gotten all type of crazy attention that, you know what I'm saying, that you didn't necessarily ask for or want, and some of it that you didn't want and still had to deal with because just for the sake of it, because attention is attention whether you want it or not.
Man, I made a post yesterday about it, and I came off as bragging, but the thing is, I do it because I see people don't know that my awareness is so fucking heightened. So when you brag and it pisses a motherfucker off, you caught your mole right there. It's like setting out a trap, because I think it's okay to brag. And yes, all my life I've gotten a lot of attention, to the point where when I see women trying to get it, I be like, damn, you could take I wish you could take my whole body and everything for just a month, bitch, you'll be tired. But guaranteed, I can't go nowhere. And it's okay. People of all different backgrounds, all races, they stop me everywhere I go. You're so beautiful. Oh my God. Store. Don't matter where I go. The school, it don't matter. And I was assuming maybe everybody went through that shit, but they don't. They don't.
How does that impact your relationships with other women?
Oh. It used to make me uncomfortable because one particular woman, she used to visually get pissed off, you know, because everywhere I go, and I'll connect with business owners in my local area. I think that's a very smart thing to do, considering I was selling real estate. So if a business was going to, you know, go up for sale, then I would have been the first to get that listing, of course. So me networking with business owners, it wasn't just about, but I'm going to use whatever I have if I'm a network, right? So, but yeah, a lot of, they would be pissed. And then a lot of them would ask me, like, what do you do? Even my in-laws, when they were here, they weren't, of course, very sweet women, but my sister-in-law would point it out to me. She said, you notice that when you walk in the store, these men are losing it and you're oblivious. I've gone through it all my life. And I'm not, it sounds really cocky to say that.
It's like, I know what you mean. It's almost cringy to think about it. And then it's kind of like delusional not to acknowledge it. Yeah.
And I just got to the point where but it sucks, because when you are friends with women, and I'm a sincere person, the jealousy part, that has been something that like, you know, a lot of people experience heartbreak and all that. Yeah. I'm kind of a hard exterior type person, but that shit does hurt. It does, because I can't help it. So what I used to do is I used to purposely try to make myself look unattractive when I was around certain women. And my cousins would tell me, you need to stop doing this. And I stagnated my life for so many years because I would do my best to try to appear unattractive, just to make my friends or whoever I was around feel better, because I didn't want to get a certain amount of attention. But then I realized that it wasn't just my looks, it's my personality. When I go places, I smile. And unfortunately, a lot of people will be like, wow, it's just so beautiful to see you smile. And I'm like, why?
That's crazy. That's a very low bar.
To see Black women happy. So when I go places and I'm like, hi, and they're like, oh, they be so happy to talk to a happy Black person, they don't know what to do with themselves. And I know that sounds horrible. I know that
but I know what you mean.
Yes, it's hard. It's difficult. And when I see another happy Black woman, it's like, it's kind of like we resonate. And I'm like, hey, oh my God, it's another one, you know? But yeah, we don't walk around happy all the time.
Look, man, look.
Yeah,
hey, look. Why do you think that they are unhappy in your personal opinion? Because we ain't gonna have whatever that blanket opinion is about why a woman appears unhappy. You know,
there's multiple reasons for it. Because it's multiple reasons. Because I understand it. Because I understand both sides of it. Because I'm not just sitting here making fun of them. Because I know a lot of them gonna be watching, and they know they be like this in public. They know. And then you got the lace front, and then you got the fucking baby hairs, and then the nails. That's fucking intimidating, man. You know, so no one knows how to approach you, man. When you at the checkout and they looking at you crazy, it's because you got all they don't know how, you know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying try to make non-Black people comfortable or nothing, but the thing is, shit, if you're out and let's say you're at the school and you in there with your face all scrubbed up and shit, how do you think that experience is going to be for your children when you leave that fucking school? They there with the staff members. So all I'm saying is when I go places, I give value, I smile, but I don't take no shit. But you see what I mean? But I think a lot of times these women be angry because I learned this. Trauma is passed down through DNA. So if her mama and her mama and her mama, all of them is angry, and maybe they have valid reasons to be angry. But this is all they know because all they know is pain because all my life I had to fight.
Yeah.
That Sophia shit. I see, I'm not walking around with that on my shoulders. I don't have no big ass back. I don't want to carry that shit. Yeah. I may have had 6 kids. I don't look like it. I don't want to look like it. So I don't want to carry that shit on my back. So even when I'm having a iffy day, when I go places, I treat people with respect. I do not disrespect service people. You're making my food. We're at Starbucks. I don't give a fuck you got my order wrong. Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Actually, I actually ordered the latte instead of the pumpkin spice. Would you please exchange it for me? Oh, absolutely. Sometimes they be scared because they think I'm going to cuss them out. Mm-hmm. They be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, you could tell the anxiety that they experience when I know what you mean. Like, yes. I think it's just
scared. They'd be like, oh my God. But it's like, no, I'm not going to do anything, ma'am. And then guess what? I might get my shit for free. This is because they never, ever really had that peaceful encounter. But here's the thing. It's not so much Black women are just so hard. This, like I said, we don't know what the fuck is going on with her. I met one at CVS many years ago. And she was, she had that typical scrawled up look. She had her kids with her. It looked like she was having a hard day. And actually, I just broke the ice and started talking to her. She happened to be one of the most sweetest ladies. She was so fucking sweet. And what I did, I brought value to her life. I gave her some resources, right? And she, we communicated here and there. And all it took was just some kindness. She called me and told me I changed her life. She said, there's so many people that know about this, but they never helped me. She said, so, I'll be angry. She's like, I got my boys, I'm really trying. And she was really trying. So a lot of times it's really personal shit. Now, a lot of it be self-inflicted. I'm not going to sit here and take a lot of it self-inflicted. Okay, yeah, okay, you chose the wrong man to breed with. Okay, all righty. All right, you got some fucked up friends and all these bitches is broke and ain't, they're not good for you. They're not good for your company. But a lot of these women probably didn't get the love they needed from their mama because the mama had anger issues from growing up under her mother. It's a generational thing.
Man, how do you use...
Oh, thank you, Karen.
Man, look, you see Karen right there, it's refreshing to see a beautiful woman saying it's okay to be beautiful.
Oh, man.
Look,
I got chills from just reading that because all the women that be around me, I don't care what you look like. To me, you're already perfect. Geometrically speaking, you're perfect already. So all I want the next woman to feel just as beautiful as I feel. Because if you feel beautiful about yourself, I want you to brag about yourself. Matter of fact, I want my friends to go and brag and be like, I'm so fucking fine. I don't even know what to do with myself some days. You know why? Because you won't be mad at me when I do it.
See, this is the part where, like, I feel like in this conversation, if somebody just came in and heard that, they're just going to be focused on the vanity of what you're saying. And you're talking about the substance that's behind everything that you're saying, because that's where the disconnect is. Vanity is okay because vanity is just a part of life. You know what I'm saying? We measure what we're attracted to by something. Vanity is part of that. You know,
it is
formula. But you got to talk about the substance, because see, when you start talking about value and personal perceptions and stuff like that, people are saying that they 10s, but why are you a 10? Not because you like you, and not because your other friends are 10s too, because y'all say y'all 10s. What's the substance that comes with you? Because we can't say, what do you bring to the table anymore? What's substance?
Speaking of substance, that's another thing I would like to cover. And it's not, a lot of people will think it's all about the physicalities. You know, your eyes can only see 5% of what's there. And I stress this a lot in a lot of my lectures. Now, the substance to me comes from here. This is why. Though we can only see 5%, every time you encounter another individual, you're calculating more than just their physicalities. It's energy at play, but we can't see that shit, right? So when you feel that way about yourself, yeah, they say, oh, that sounds conceited, that sounds arrogant. No, what you're doing is you're programming your whole electromagnetic field to your thoughts of self. A man is what he thinketh. There are women out here that a lot of people will look and be like, oh my gosh, she's physically unattractive. There's probably something in that woman's aura that makes her very desirable to a lot of men. But as women, or just, I'm not even going to say women, some people that can only see surface level, they're just looking at that until you encounter that individual. They got substance. That makes them attractive. So when you start talking very highly of yourself, you're filling out your own invoice. You got to think of it as a business. You got to think of your whole everything as a business. Your invoice, your inner voice is your invoice. So whatever you're saying to yourself,
that's what you're saying that you are.
That's what the fuck you are.
And then the only way that is proven to be, the only way you can validate that is somebody else can have a cross-referenced experience with you. Like, if nobody else has experienced what you said you are, then are you really that?
There's no witness. If there's no witness,
there's no witness, you know.
That's that.
Right.
Even in legalities, you need a witness.
Yep. Like that's why, like, pictures tell only part of the story. Optics, you know, and all of this stuff comes from self-perception. It all works from inside of you, because wherever you decide to go and wherever you decide to be seen is based on the decision that you made to put yourself in whatever situation it is. Now, you don't have control of that environment once you're there. No. But the value of you is going to determine how you connect with people.
It's a resonance too.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you can't control that environment. You can only control self.
That's why I speak when I'm spoken to. All of this is about, like, if you, like, when people hear that, they get offended. They like, they hear you telling them to shut up and wait for me to talk to you before you speak. You know what I'm saying? But the speak when spoken to piece is really about minding your business. Mm-hmm. But if you speak when you're spoken to, they're either going to come at you for something that they consider you to be valuable enough to get your opinion on, your take, your consult. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. No different than, like, this was part of the conversation we were having before you got here. It was like, Mike and I do business. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, he's a designer when it comes down to merchandise and stuff. So even though our business, we have a transactional level to our friendship, there's also an like a true friendship that's in there. You know what I'm saying as well, because we relate to each other off of similar experiences, perceptions of the world, self-perception, all of these things. So like we have found a way to merge what we want to do for ourselves with each other, and it benefits both networks. That's the value we bring to each other. That's the very reason why he's here, and the very reason why you're sitting here. You know what I'm saying?
No strain on the relationship.
Yeah, like no strain on the relationship. I don't bring I overcame my trauma so I can connect with the right people. And that's the problem. Like when you look at people that's always in negative situations, they're undisciplined in most cases. Mm-hmm. And if you're undisciplined, you got a high probability of connecting with other undisciplined people, which means you're probably in a negative environment altogether.
I just put up a post the other day. I said, if you always got problems, somebody someone stole this from me. Like you got one more fucking time for something bad to have happened to you, because it's done. Because that's even in the 48 laws of power. Stay clear away from the unhappy and unlucky.
Man, look, this is why I say like men's problems come from them focusing on the wrong people. Most, and that's the same thing for women, but a different outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like most women's problems come out of their vagina.
Damn.
Go in and out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like because this whole conversation about vanity, complexion, all the things that make up vanity, all you have to do is maintain your identity. Don't lose your identity trying to compete with other women.
Woo! You saying the word, you preaching.
Yeah, don't lose your identity competing with people that ain't whole. You know what I'm saying? Because like this is the thing. I hear when women, bring up fashion and stuff like that, or appearance choices. And they say, I don't do this for men. I don't do this to attract men. And that's cool. Let's just operate as though that's true, because there's a bunch of women out there that's going to listen to this, and I'm saying exactly what they're saying, and I'm agreeing with them, okay? Right. For the sake of this conversation.
I agree with them. I agree. For the sake of the conversation, I agree too.
Okay. In that, the reality is they're not doing it for us. They're really doing it to compete with other women. And the beauty standards have gone to, in some spectrums, they almost compete with drag queens. And
I'm not going to deny it, because I'm the first to admit it. I'm the first to admit it. I now, as far as my friendships, hell nah, don't compete with them. But I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm 40 years old next week. Oh my God, I'll be 40 next week. I'm 40 in 1 week. And when I walk in the building, in my head, I'm the baddest. I went to Atlanta with some military buddies. This was in 2007, though. I was a lot younger. Mm-hmm. And we were supposed to go in the club. I think that night a celebrity was in there. I don't know. So, when a celebrity's in the club, you already know that the line is out the door full of all these women, right? And as I looked at the line, I'm like, we in Atlanta. I'm from California. We got beautiful women here in well, I'm in Arizona, but there's still beautiful women in Arizona or California. They're just not built like the ones in Atlanta.
Right. I
am. But at the time, we just got out of combat training. We just wanted a night out. So we went, and I didn't feel like I was the baddest. So I fucked the night up for everybody. I said, we're not. I'm not going in.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. That right there is what I be talking about.
But I'm honest about it.
But you're honest about it though. But see, like, if we were going out, then like we don't hang with men that's gonna mess the night up because they don't feel like they the flyest dude in the group.
Some people do.
But if they do, those people be known.
Yeah.
We already know about them. You know what I'm saying? We chances are we're not going out with that person anyway.
So they're not getting invited.
They're not even getting invited. But we know
I forgot to call you.
Yeah, like
we did.
That's the thing. Like we already know. So for those of you that didn't get the call or we forgot, you was the problem. We knew.
But Vic, hold on. I was the only female in the crew.
Yeah. See, That's the thing. Like if you were out, you were already gonna get more attention this way. Yeah, but so like I understand. Like you
I
just
didn't
had
like
to
the
make
competition, man.
because you was trying to
Yeah.
because you was functioning in vanity. You was in an undisciplined place.
Yep.
Doing undisciplined things.
Sure was.
And then so vanity is is your weapon in an undisciplined environment.
I didn't have no competition in California until the surgeries.
Yeah.
So
until they started having, until other people started having surgeries.
Right, California girls are really pretty in the face, but they ain't got the bodies them Atlanta women got. So when I'm out there in the South, I've never been to the South before. I heard they were built like that, but then when I see, because I'm built, but when I see now, I was like, oh God, I'm like a 4. So I was like, I ain't going in there. Fuck that. Mm-hmm. No, we going to the Latin club.
Yeah.
We're not going in there.
Yeah.
I'll be doing some salsa tonight, motherfucker.
Hey, and that's what I was saying is like, you know, like I was talking to Antoine before, you know what I'm saying? On the show Elevated Dialogue, right? Oh. Yeah, on a prior show, Elevated Dialogue, I was talking to Antoine. And like 2 years ago, I brought to him a concept. I said, hey, there's 2 different blacks. It's more than, it's not just one way to be black. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, like he from Chicago. And then I'm from Birmingham, you know, and you're from California. So your perception of black people outside of California is way different.
Wow. Yeah.
That's we don't have this, we're not monolithic. We don't all have the same origin story. You know what I'm saying? Well, we do, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like the greater scheme of things, you know, but we're very diverse. And I don't think people really give that grace that they should to understand that everybody don't have the same experience.
Foreign black people don't either. They think all of us are the same too. Oh, actually, they think we're like the ones on TV.
Yeah, because that's the only connection that they have. You know what I'm saying? Like the only connection we have to our favorite entertainers and athletes is what they show us, you know? And so if you grow up thinking Felicia Rashad is acting like Claire Huxtable all the time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you meet her and if you mess around and do something like unintentionally rude to her and she responds, you know what I'm saying, based on the way that, you know, like the situation presented, you don't think she's the worst person ever.
You know, that's why I said the other day, and I know I seem pretty twisted to a lot of the people who read my content, but it makes sense. I don't trust anybody that say that they're a good person or they've never been a villain in someone's story, because I've been a fucking villain, just like I ruined the night for all my guy friends. I'm sorry, y'all. By the way,
this is a safe space.
Yeah. Well, not y'all. I know. Yeah. I'm still friends with a lot of my military buddies, and a lot of them remember that night.
Yeah, so I served Air Force.
I never apologized, but I'm apologizing now.
Yeah, we was like, yeah, you couldn't have been in the Army. You know what I'm saying? Like
all the pretty girls go to Air Force.
Yeah, all the pretty girls go to Air Force. That's what they say. You know what I'm saying? Like but
because they was able to be females in the Air Force.
They still had.
They just now letting them girls.
They had a lot more latitude in the Air Force for women than they did in the Army until just now.
Because it was supposed to combat sexual assaults and rape. If you look like me, you look like one of the guys, I'm not attracted to you.
But they also not gonna believe you if something happened to you either.
Right.
They believed me because the shit happened. But see, I'm not a sensitive woman. So, you know, like I could be around men. Most of my close buddies, they were all males, but it was just one out of everybody. It was just one. But like I said, I took accountability for that too, because the fuck shit I was doing on the side. So I'm abusing men, right? I'm overpowering them. I'm abusing them. I'm dominating them. I think it's fucking fun. But then at work, it's happening to me.
Yeah. So you really just transmuting that to everything else that you're doing because it's really happening to you. So you don't have an outlet. You got to give it away. That's why you could tell by the behavior of someone how they get down. You know what I'm saying, and what they really own. And
yeah, he must have known something because I don't mix work and my. I had a lot of different layers. I don't know. I think a part of me have a little bit of psychopathy, not in a way where I'm eating people or anything like that, but I was able to live different lifestyles and they didn't intertwine. So yes, you know, when I had my affairs, it wasn't like I'm just going out, just having a fuck fest. No, I had men that had their own homes. And when I'm in town, everything shut the fuck down. That's my house now.
Mm-hmm.
And if and if I'm bringing a kid with me, that's their house too.
Yeah, you were out of control.
And I was, but they allowed it. And then what?
Yeah, but they allowed it though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't your fault. It's not your fault, because here's the thing too. What a lot of people don't understand about military people, if the people that lived life before they joined the military, they have a completely different experience in the military than the people that was like, you go into the military and like they don't have no outside experience. You know what I'm saying? They nothing but structure.
For patriotic reasons, which is
not very. I will say this: in the Army, I don't know anybody that joined because it was just a straight patriot.
Oh, I do. Yeah. But it don't be us. I'm sorry. I mean,
it ain't gonna. It's probably not.
It's not us. Like we don't. It ain't. That's not for us.
It was college or something.
It was like
the police.
It was resources. It was survival. You know what I'm saying? It was like we respected structure long before because we had home training. So our experiences in our home training gave us a different set of tools that a lot of people didn't have when we was together. You know what I'm saying? Like I recall the experience like you used to have payday activities, right?
Yeah.
And it's Sunday most times, or the first of the month or something like that. And they get everybody in a formation, and then they go mark dress uniform, and then
clean the barracks.
Yeah, that and people went to go to send money via Western Union because some people had to send money home. Yeah, I didn't have to do none of that because my parents worked, and so my mom was like, these little lessons, all like when I first had my first job, I was like 15, 16 years old, and she was like, hey, your money is your money and it's for you. You do not have to work to take care of your parents.
Exactly. I'm all for that.
Like, and I didn't realize the value of her. Like, you know how you sitting there, you like, why would I take care of you? You know what I'm saying? But like, not that saying that you wouldn't, but you don't understand the weight of what she's saying until you see other people. Yeah. There's some people who were not making, like, if you junior enlisted in the military, you don't make enough money to take care of nobody but self.
That's it.
So every little bit counts. So you're sending like $100 to the crib.
But that's different. Yeah, exactly. So like, if you've had that life where that $100 changes somebody's life back at home, because your home base, you're gonna operate based on the extension of how you was raised. That's just it. So
I was a single mom when I joined, and my father and stepmother, like my father, like I said, he's well off. But the thing is, what I did, I gave them power of attorney. But even though they weren't in no financial issue, I still sent money back home because my dad was at work and my stepmother had my son. And even though, like I said, I just felt it was just right. So I would,
in that situation, for sure.
Yeah, I would keep like $100. That's all I needed.
First kid was a son.
Yes.
We was just talking about some stuff the other day. Nobody whoops their kid like a single mother with a son.
I don't believe in and I unfortunately I made a post.
I mean, you might not do it, but I'm just saying I've seen single mothers whoop their son the worstest because they need to be tough. I
don't like how they talk to him. A lot of times, it bothers me because they don't understand what's happening when they talk to their sons a certain way, and then they wonder why they grow up and go and find a white woman, and not sitting here saying that white women are so much better. No, it's just that they don't, when they see a woman that reminds them of his mother, which maybe our skin tone, all they could think about is, and I'm gonna imitate it, nigga, what the fuck did I just say to you? Get your motherfucking ass over here. You don't talk to your child like that, man. Listen, if you don't want anybody else to talk to your child like that, I will lose my fucking... Look, my kid's stepmom tried that shit and I have to check it. I was like, listen, I'm raising my sons to be men. I'm not raising kids. So if it's okay for me to talk to him like that, what the fuck? I don't want nobody talking to my child like that. He gonna be a man, So all of my sons can tell you I talk to them like humans. Now, if I have to get in their ass, we sitting down and we're having a discussion. But I'm not about to call you no names. I don't even believe in whooping a boy. But if you have no choice, if you have no choice, you have no choice. Because if he's trying to play with fire or something, you got to pop his hand. Great. As far as whooping him, hell no. My husband, he handles that. Yeah. I'm not touching my sons. That's not my job. That's not my job. Now, I can't speak for women who are on their own with their sons. I can't speak for that. But if you have a brother, an uncle, a grandfather, have him do the discipline. That's not your role, ma'am. But that's just my opinion. That's my opinion.
I mean, you got a lot of kids that a male's a boy, a young man, that soon will be a man. His natural defense is to put up his defense. So when a woman is hitting him, like his mom is beating him, she always mistake it as he rebelling against me, but he just putting up his defense. He's not trying to hit you. So if he does accidentally hit you, now it's a whole big another issue.
If he's to the age where he can do that, he's too big for me to touch. Once you above the age of 5, I'm not touching you. Now I admit, because if my oldest son watched this, and he would be like, "Wait a minute, you socked me when I was 13." I did, because you was fucking with your brother, and it was an impulse. It was just like, what, and that was the last time that was the last time. But I don't believe in touching your kids out of emotion. If you're going to whoop your child, you better do it strategically. Look, example. If you feel like if you're in a high emotional state, don't touch that child. I don't give a fuck what the kid did. Don't touch that child. If you have to do it strategically. The only reason why I say strategically, if you're gonna do it, like example, if you tap that baby's hand because it tried to touch fire, you don't want to tap the baby hand, but you got to, because pain is sometimes how people fucking learn, right? But their memory span is so short to where, guess what's going to happen in 2 weeks? The baby going to reach back for the fire. So you going to keep popping them? You going to keep popping them?
They're going to do it again.
I don't understand some parents. Like, I don't want them fucking up my house. Well, how about make your house accommodating for children? They're going to be grown one day. I got nice furniture. My kids jump all over this shit. My son done did all kind of Spider-Man leaps and shit. And guess what? I'm going to replace it one day. They can fuck all this up. They can break all this shit. This is their house.
Can't replace his ego.
This is their house.
Yeah. You done broke him up.
Yeah.
You don't jump on this. Now he don't want to sit on the couch.
Kids don't go in that living room. That's the room the kids can't go in. For the fuck what? Ma'am, they gonna be kids for just a blink of a lifetime. I know, because I got adult kids. I've sat in my bed plenty of nights crying because I can't get back the years I fucked up. I can't get back the years where I was sitting up irritated because now I'm home with kids and everybody out and I'm not. And I'm sitting there like, damn, I wish I could. No, bitch, no. Sit your ass at home and take care of them kids now. But see, I was young. Now I appreciate all that shit because they're grown now. And then you can see the issues that the kids have because of your dumbass.
Man, look.
I take accountability for fucking up some of my kids. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. There were days where I should have been sitting with them. But I wasn't. I was out with a fucking cousin that hates me.
You just found out she hates you, or you knew she hated you?
Well, I kind of just found out, but it's been going on. But the point is, a lot of the bitches that were around me hated me. And guess what? My dumb, gullible ass didn't know. I'm just happy that a motherfucker want to be around me because it's hard to, like Karen said, it's hard to make friends. And it's hard and the thing is, for me, I'm actually kind. That's the fucked up part. So if it wasn't for my husband, I probably wouldn't even be here.
You sound like you're a truth teller, so nobody likes the person that's telling the truth.
Yeah, nobody like to. Yeah, like
you have no filter.
You wanna lose friends or get pretenders away from around you? Tell the truth.
Tell the truth. I feel like it takes too much effort to lie because then I have to remember to lie. And ain't nobody worked that much fucking brain power for me to have to remember a lie, because then you have to tell more lies to cover that lie. And I'm like, fuck that. I'd rather just be honest. Either you're going to respect me, you don't love me, or not. It's not a demand, because I don't depend on outside validation. I have a lot of people that follow me that really don't like me. They don't know that I know that they don't like me, but they underestimate me because they think that, they don't know that I'm smarter than I appear. So if I'm reading your words, I can feel how you feel. I could feel the rage that you feel for me. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to heart your comment. Why? Because that's the issue you got.
That's me acknowledging.
And matching pettiness.
Yeah. Like, I used to say it like that too. But then, I really just started like, I acknowledge your attention.
Yeah. There you go.
That's it. I just look at it as I acknowledge your attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is different than me just limited to petty, because I'm not doing anything petty.
Nah, I don't go petty.
Like it took my wife to tell me one day. She said, "Babe, nobody agrees with their instructors. Nobody likes their instructors."
Damn.
So
I can add to that. Yes, that's true. Yeah. I had a smart friend of mine tell me something. He might be watching, but he told me this. He said, people who will have an opinion, they have a strong opinion on something, and after they actually research or take the class, it shows that their whole opinion changes. So of course they don't like the instructor, but after the course, then they will come to a whole different conclusion. So even when people don't agree, that's okay. That's where they are. That's their phase. But once you actually take the course, or when one is designed, we'll design one. Once you take the workshop or the class, we're gonna
design a course. You know what I'm saying? Because the words speak for themselves. Like if you take the attribution out, meaning like women do this or men do that. No, describe the behavior of the men and women that do that. Because if you don't fit the behavior, then it's not talking about you.
Nope. But people will jump in shit that has nothing to do with them.
Yep. Dogs gonna holler.
And hit dogs holler. And the thing is, it's like, this is where men and women differ, right? Let's say this is how this is how I pick out men that are hit by some things in a negative way. When men don't care about something, we don't give it no attention. Mm-hmm. Like when we don't like something, like I can't make Mike dislike something that he don't care about.
Right.
I can't press it upon him so much to try to make him think my way so I can be validated in why I do or do not like something.
Right.
Like if he don't eat that Panera bread, I can't tell him how nasty Panera bread is. You know what I'm saying? I can't grade him on something I haven't experienced, which is goofy in general. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, like, there's a certain type of man that associates with people he doesn't like, the same way you were talking about your association with women that you knew were dangerous for you to be around. But you didn't see it as being dangerous. But it's absolutely dangerous for the wrong women to be around the wrong women.
Yep.
This is why men don't play with people that we don't like. We don't pretend. You know what I'm saying? Disciplined men don't, because we know somebody can die.
It's dangerous. It is. My husband had to ban certain people from coming. He had to ban. He said, look, He said, I seen the way she was looking at you. I seen the way she
Because we see y'all competition. We see the competition differently. We're not dumb. We know what kind of attention that you get. Like, women validate the beauty of other women.
Yeah.
But men can't walk up to every beautiful woman.
And tell my husband. They'll go up to my husband and tell him.
That's what I'm saying. Women have no problem with approaching another woman's, you know what I'm saying, man, or putting themselves in the space just so other women can see that I can get the same attention from that man too. It's not for anything else. Dudes, man, look, I ain't never been nowhere. Well, the guys that we know, because like we all military, so we're gonna generally hang with safe people. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hang with people that's gonna be like, hey, if it go down, you know what I'm saying? Hey, some hands getting thrown.
Right. We know we good.
We already had a plan before we went out. You know what I'm saying?
We already had a plan.
we going on this side of town. The side of town you on determine how you need to dress. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's that safety mechanism that military people have. But men have this with or without military training. And the difference is easily seen because you put a bunch of women together. They're not thinking about safety. It's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be 4 drunk women that don't like each other, and and they going on a girls trip, and then when they coming back on different flights. You know what I'm saying?
Woo! I done seen that a few times, and look, it's just it's like that with cats too. I have a male cat and a female cat,
and just so I want to make this known. The things that we're talking about on the negative side are coming from undisciplined people. Disciplined people do not have these problems, not nearly the same rate as the undisciplined. Both people can experience the same thing, but how they deal with it is based on their mindset. And it's only 2 mindsets: you're either disciplined or undisciplined. Bottom line, you know what I'm saying? If you undisciplined, you're gonna always be in a situation where you are always the victim. Whether and because you put yourself there, because you have to lie to yourself first, you know what I'm saying, to be deceived.
Oh my God. And speaking of which, and on a good note, I'm happy you mentioned the disciplined and undisciplined, because I had said this a while back, and now that I've gotten more clarity since we've been having these conversations, I said in order for women to be, they have to be connected through the crown. You know, they'd be like, "Hey sis, I'm gonna fix your crown." Okay, well let's take that. Let's take that more metaphysical, because
I didn't know you was gonna put a voice to that. Now I can't unhear it. Every time if I ever see that again, I'm never gonna not be able to hear you saying that in that voice.
Queen,
that's funny as hell.
Queen, I'm gonna fix your crown. Now here's the thing: a lot of people, they want to call each other the queens and others. I have actually experienced a very positive, healthy sisterhood, but that is because the woman is wise. And that happened to be my Facebook memory when I was talking about wise women. I'm like, look, you got to connect with wise women, because if you connect with the ones that are very low vibrational, and sometimes it's hard to tell. I've connected with women. I thought, oh my God, this woman is this. And then next thing you know, here come the fuck shit. And I even tried it with older. Most of my friends are older, but even then, because they got whatever issues. What generation is that? It's not the boomers. It's the one below the boomers. It's the Gen X women. Gen X. I'm a late millennial.
Well, you said so. You had the boomers. Then you had what were we? Gen Z.
The millennials.
Now you got the millennials. But
then you got what? Then what's after the millennials?
Shit.
Yeah.
I think I don't know what they are, because I know I'm 83, so I'm somewhere around the millennials. But it's the women who are a little bit older than me, and it's something about how they operate. I call them the Mary J. Blige clan. You know, them ones. You know,
millennials are like the 2025. You like
yeah.
I missed that boat.
Yeah,
I'm like Gen X.
Oh man,
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that's it right there.
They gotta call us something else. What they call us? We missed the millennials.
Yeah,
we something else.
Like, I don't know. Are we Gen? What?
We Gen
I'm 44. X. Are we Gen X?
Gen
I think
X.
we're Gen X. Okay, we're Gen X.
Okay, well, I'm like in the middle here, because I think
no. You Gen X. You Gen X.
83. Okay.
I was so yeah, like yeah. I think it's like what, from like 79. Let me just look at it.
From 90 up is millennials.
Like what is Gen X?
I'm December 83, so I probably am Gen X. I don't know. I can relate more to the Gen X.
Make me feel older, then I got to go out here and show you what I can do.
Gen X age range 43 to 58.
There you go. So there you go. You almost Gen X then.
Okay, so
millennial still.
So I'm a damn millennial.
Yeah.
He was right.
Hey, that's why you have to have these conversations. You know,
according to statistics, I guess. How you say that? Statistics?
Yeah. Let's say for Starr, Gen X born between 65 and 80. Millennials are born between 81 and 97.
So what's next?
Fucking millennial? Okay. All right. I'll accept it. But because I thought I was like kind of, I was like borderline, but all right. The reason why I mention that is because a lot of what I've experienced, and I might offend some people with this, but a lot of what I've experienced with women who were a little bit older than me, I want to say about, I don't know, like 10 years older than me, a little more. It was either two things. It was either they were very big sisterly to me, or it was that whole thing with, I don't know, like it was like a competition type thing.
Unhealthy competition.
And I'm not, even though I laugh about that shit at the club and all that stuff. When it comes down to my peers and I don't want to participate. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, when you're in an environment that requires you to be disciplined in order to be successful, you can't be with competitive people.
No, you can't.
Like people that bring you unhealthy competition, because it's competition everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But you want competition with people that you can learn from, people that can actually mentor you. Like if you better than me at something, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's the mentorship? Where's the networking? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the part. When you're actually good at something, your life goes better when you can give game to other people. You know what I'm saying?
Better, like, it goes a lot better.
Yeah, because when you have to give in order to receive in general, right? It's not give and take it's not take and take.
Mm-mm.
It should be give and give, actually, because if I give to you and you give to somebody else, that's in completely separate directions. And so depending on my path of travel in life, I'm probably going to step
and multiply.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not limited to children. Like, imagine that. Like, you have to birth ideas too. You know what I'm saying? How many times, like I have you and I been in design conversation, and I have an idea. You like, damn, Vic, that's a good ass idea. Like, and then you try to work that into whatever you doing, and then the things that I'm already benefiting from come from all your ideas and trials and tribulations and experiments, and you give it to me, and you know what I'm saying?
Like that.
And it come out in one item. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it comes out in an efficient way, because I can't tell you how many times. Like, we designed a lot of stuff already.
Yeah, we did.
A lot of stuff.
We have like a portfolio.
Everything that has come to here, there ain't never been a question about material.
Yeah, that was my main focus. Once I lock that down, then everything else will come.
Material. Once the material is right, everything else is adjustable. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then once it's nailed down and refined in terms of, like, you get that one product, then you can copy and paste that. Now you can change the color. Now you could go, like, you didn't even get the first item right. You talking about changing the color on something that you didn't get this right. Because certain colors don't take on the same material. Some of it just don't show the same way.
Starr.
Yeah, Starr. Yeah.
Are you still currently in real estate?
Not here in Arizona. No, I'm the only licensed for California.
Yeah. So the whole spectrum of, like, your relationships when it comes down to business, the competition, like the competition amongst women in business.
Woo.
Can you talk about that and how men? What's the feedback you get from men about the women? You know what I'm saying, in competition with each other?
Man,
because, like, women don't see themselves outside of each other. They just see an opponent. They see somebody else to grade themselves by. You know what I'm saying? And they won't say, they will not come out and say, I'm in competition with her, but we see something completely different. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
How much of what we see is are we in the neighborhood of being right, or we just like confirm it or not, please?
Oh man. Oh my god. Let me just I'll confirm it. It's a lot of competition. Here's the thing. I didn't go in with that in my head. I have a very survival. I'm survival based. I guess I think more
Worst case
masculine in that aspect. So when I entered the real estate world, I was a baby. I didn't understand. So oh my God, can I say it? How can I say it without giving away people? So the person who inspired me, who was a woman, actually it was a family member who inspired me to enter. At the time, I was rebuilding my life. I had a lot of stuff going at the same time. Financially, it was a lot of stuff that was a strain. But she was like, look, if you help me, I'll help you. I was like, great. But I really want to get licensed. I want to get into the industry. I got licensed. And then when I got licensed, it was like, oh, you were serious. Oh, you passed your test. And it was just like, I don't want you doing better than me type thing. So I had to break free. That shit broke my heart. It felt like the way women feel when they get cheated on or get dogged out by a man or whatever. I don't know what that feels like. Like when they get hurt. That's what it felt like when my family member did that to me, because I was like, wow, okay.
Same all right. Listen earlier.
Picked up the pieces, and then I got in, started doing my own thing, right? So I ended up meeting people in different brokerages. So I ended up meeting some ladies whom were older than me. They put me under their wing, but I had to go through a series of initiations. And I didn't even realize that I was being tested until I was already done. Like, you would put me in settings when there's these men, right? And they thought because I'm young, I'm pretty, that, because they see I'm in a relationship. So they're like, oh, if you do something, I'm going to tell your husband. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. So they'll put me around all these rich men, not realizing I already have a lot of experience with rich men. So they think I'm a break, or I might fuck one of them to get a deal or whatever. And it didn't faze me. I treat you just like I treat everybody else. Hi, sir, sign the papers. All right, bye. And they're like, hey, girl, come here. So you don't want to take her business? I'm like, no, you're her client. I came here. I did her a favor. Here's your paper. I got to go. Bye. And that was just a test. It was just a test. And it happened so many times to where I was just like, wait a minute. I'm being tested here. So you think I'm a fuck one of these people? Like, you just want to prove that I'm so fucked up because I'm attractive, to where you want to put me in these situations to see if I'm a break, and then go and call my husband and be like, oh, let me tell you what Starr did.
That's the gift and the curse, though. When you're cute.
That's what that was all about. This is what I had to deal with in real estate.
Yeah, men go through that too. Like, I go through that right now, the way I care.
These were women over 50 years old.
They think you're getting a lot of, you having a lot of sex when you're attractive. If you're an attractive person, you get a lot of sex.
Man, look, ain't
I don't
nothing.
Walk into a room and just have sex with 5 women in the room.
That's crazy. It's so crazy how they'll look at you. I bet you get a lot. I bet you got a lot of hoes. No, I go to bed at 9, 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I scrub baseboards. I'm cleaning the toilets. I'm cleaning dishes. Now, can I hire someone to do it? Yeah. Absolutely. But I take pleasure. Right. I love my house. I take pleasure in taking care of my family. I take pleasure in making sure that I got dinner cooked and all that stuff. I live a regular fucking life.
Extra regular.
Too regular. I'm a boring motherfucker, So I'm just like,
I go grocery shopping. You know what I'm saying? I like doing the little simple stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'll go to 2 different grocery stores. That's an adventure for me, because they got deals at one that the other one ain't got.
Look, I'm trying to tell you that those little statements right
like
there.
A mother. No, you got a lot of kids. You spoke like a mother. Look. Go ahead and get this cereal.
Yeah. But hey, look, but that goes back to what I was saying before. When men get judged like that, from a vanity perspective, I bet you got a whole bunch of that's that undisciplined mindset, because that's how they look. That's the lens that they're looking at you through.
But guess what? I understand it. I didn't get offended by it. I still got a lot of love.
You can't get offended by it.
I didn't get offended by it because guess what? Any other woman and a lot of women be like, oh, I wish I looked like you. You wouldn't look like me for long, because you'll fuck up the whole body.
Yeah,
you will go and
ain't right.
Wrong people. If I had to win and fuck the wrong people, if I had to win and just get all the shit,
time ago.
Yeah. Right. I wouldn't look like this.
No.
This is preserving your motherfucking self. It ain't from going out and giving it away.
Man, look.
If you marry somebody that beat on you every day, they wouldn't say they wish they looked like you.
Right. If you look like what you've been through, you know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna reflect on your body. That's why they say that.
See, I was the abuser. I ain't getting abused. Fuck that. But but no, a lot of them I've been abused and all my life. I can't relate, ma'am. I can't relate. But I mean, I'll empathize. Not empathize. I can't even empathize with you. I will sympathize because I don't know what that feels like.
Yeah,
I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying I've never been on that side of it. I've been on the other side of it.
I think you was in relationships where men was probably feeling they couldn't have a woman like you, so they let you have your way. When you saying you was the abuser, that was your house and all that. I think they just feel like they couldn't have a woman like you, and they were surprisingly having a woman like you, so they allowed you to do certain things. Because women of your stature, this is what they do. So they was like, man, my girl crazy. She got a cute ass plant.
We women can't get away
with it. So dumb for getting ran like that.
Now you just spoiled now.
Yeah, now like that boy, what's his name? Sean Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
You way too beautiful, girl. No, but we're not doing that. We're not singing that song. We're not living that soundtrack over here.
No, I went through that when I was a kid, though.
But
like the pretty girl.
When you young,
yeah,
and you don't know anything, you are undisciplined. So you are led by vanity.
Man, I'm talking about
that's the point.
Girl. Like, I never let a girl hit me.
Yeah,
the pretty girl hit me. I'm like, oh, she just like me. No, this thing she was really knocking me out. Like, oh, she just.
Yeah, that's how I used to test it.
No ain't love taps, man. She hit you. You know what I'm saying? They don't have another way to express that they really want to dominate you, and like that's the only way they can do it. Frame it as something like supposed to be playful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
oh god, I got bored with the hitting. I would take
and that's right there. That's the language of women. You know what I'm saying? Like at its lowest level of, you know what I'm saying, like endearing manipulation. That's what I like to call it. It looks like one thing, but it's really something else. But like the dudes that have, like, this is why I say men have code. All men know who the dangerous men are.
Right. We can hide our danger.
Yeah, because like all of us are already dangerous, just in general. You know what I'm saying? But there's a man that's also dangerous, but he's unsafe to be around. That's the one we don't give the invite to. We call back later. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't he unsafe because
he'll get somebody else hurt.
Because he make he'll get somebody else hurt.
And not himself.
And mess the energy up. You know what I'm saying? That
y'all got code.
Yeah.
See, y'all got code.
Yeah.
That I feel like, and that's how the sisterhood I spoke to you about. It's code.
It is.
And not to put it, not to, you know, she might be watching, but here's the thing. And it's not even anything we have to talk about, but we have never had any conversations about our sex lives. That is so intimate and private. I have no clue why women have conversations with other women about that. That other woman don't need to know anything about what you and your man just did. The moment if a woman want to ruin any kind of potential friendship with me, if we have any conversation and you be like, "Ooh, girl, my man just got through hitting it so good," that's it for me. We're done.
Weird.
We're
that's
done.
Really weird. That's so weird. Like we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no.
Depending on if she a girl or she just somebody we trying to pass.
That's what I'm saying is like you ain't gonna. We're not gonna call each other and
no, that's not gonna be.
You see what I'm saying? Like I can't even get it out. You know, like we already understand that that's not a routine conversation amongst disciplined men.
It's a different agenda when you guys say it versus when we do it.
Yep.
Because see, I read more than what's being said and done.
What does it mean in your world when a woman advertises, you know, like her sexual adventures or hints towards it?
She wants.
Why are women so free to have that conversation.
She want to see how attracted she is to her man.
I know, but
she wants to give you the visual of her in that position, because it's either I can't, because I can't relate to the mentality, but the energy that I'm feeling from it, it don't resonate with me at all. Because
like you interpret it way differently than we do. We kind of know it, so we just avoid people that talk that way.
Yeah,
but it makes more sense for you to be able to speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a woman.
Yeah,
and I believe that that's in your lane to interpret for men, so they understand how diabolical some women are.
That stuff, here's the thing, if it's so easy for you to share intimate details of your personal self, you're automatically changing the perception of how the world or whoever you're talking to views you. Like, for instance, a lot of women, when they go online and they start talking about, oh, this is what I do sexually, my whole perception of you now is different. I don't see you now as a person that we were conversing and I respect your mind. You just took my thoughts from here all the way low. You did that, not me. Now I will never see you for this because you took it lower than
you
that.
Objectified yourself.
You objectified yourself. So that tells me a lot about you. And it tells me that
for a lot of things.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not disciplined in business, because if I'm having a business conversation with you and then you're going to resort to that means that if we could be in front of a couple of people trying to get $1 million contract, you'll fuck it up because you talked about how you just fucked. Nobody wants to know that. Now, I will say this much, even in my books and even in the conversations that we have. Okay, yes, I talk about dominating people. I talk about, yes, I have tortured men. I have done these things, but never will I ever have any conversation publicly about anything sexual that I have done intimately behind closed doors, because I have children. Nobody wants to go online and hear their mother talking about sucking and fucking something. Now, if I'm safe, I'm not ashamed, but if my grandchild or one of my sons or daughters go on the internet and they hear their mother talking about, yes, I stepped on this man's head in the parking lot. Yeah, I tortured this person and I did this, I did that. Yeah, it's not probably something they're gonna be proud of. But
you might want to tread water a little bit about saying that you torture people and stuff, because everybody getting sued these days.
Oh no, it was consensual.
You don't get a Me Too.
Yeah, we don't say, "I don't want you getting Me Too." See here, it ain't gonna be a bunch of men running back and say,
"No, yeah, I understand what you mean." Yeah,
I'm just making fun.
It's the joke. Like, we can't.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
like, women can't get Diddy. Yeah, women can't get R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Can't get Diddy. They can't get, you know what I'm saying, like Bill Cosby the same way.
They can't the same way, but
it does change the perception of those people. You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy he mentioned that, because I do want to clarify, these were agreed upon things.
Sanctioned.
They were agreed upon.
Like, they become famous and somebody was like, "Oh, she worth that much? Let me get a couple hundred."
My man Black said famous last words. It was consensual.
Yeah, it was all consensual. And the thing is with that is, I would rather whoever, even my husband, I have too much respect for my husband to go online and be like, "Oh, I did this, I did that." No, but now I don't dominate him. But I'm saying these things I've done in the past, and I write about it because obviously, now we talked about this last week, when you have something within you, it just don't disappear.
No, it's just there. It's always there.
It's just there. So if I go in public, and it happens a lot, there are a lot of men that want to be subservient. It was a banker, man's a multimillionaire, and he just bowed in front of me, called me a goddess, and asked my husband, can I talk? Can I just speak to her? And I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, can I just speak to her?
Yes. And he was a Caucasian man. So yeah, he got on his hands and knees and bowed to me in front of everybody. And the thing is, that let me know that I'm still carrying that energy.
Yeah.
But I don't act on it. I write about it, or I teach other people how to add that into their magnetism.
Yeah. You know how to attract.
Oh God, yes.
And attraction happens when you're not even paying attention.
I can aim.
You can aim.
I can aim. Like I was 26. I remember this day. I looked in the mirror and I was just bored. I was like, shit, I got the whole day to myself. What do I want today? And I said, you know what? I'm going to get me. And I know all nationalities of people are watching. I love everybody. I made a decision that day to get me 2 Asian men. And I just said it. I said, I'm going to get me 2 today. Right. So I ended up going into the beauties. Not that I was looking. I just programmed it. I ended up getting 3 that day. I was they just randomly approached me because I programmed it. But it's not so much that I'm like, oh, that's what I want. I was experimenting. So I went as far as saying, okay, I'm gonna get a cop today. I get a cop, sometimes 2. I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna get me a lawyer today. I need a lawyer. Okay, I got the lawyer. Mm-hmm. So I had all these different fetishes and I explored all of them from politicians to doctors, lawyers, different type of lawyers. Shit. I was like, I want a tax attorney. Got that. Mm-hmm. You know,
look, what you're saying right there, like very few, like we don't have conversations like that, like where could you go out and meet these same types of women if you were, like out and about?
Probably.
If you program it the right way, but you have to be in proximity.
Yeah, you got to be in that area.
You got to be somewhere in it, like you have to put yourself in a place where it can happen. Like meaning,
she said beauty supply store.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't go to a horse stable and you know what I'm saying, and get everything that you was talking about. Like you have to put
it out there. You can't think about how or where.
Exactly, because you're not thinking about it. It's just like if it's something you desire and it's close enough to where you go to bed with it, you go to bed with it in your mind. If you wake up with it,
you manifested it.
You manifested it.
I was going back to the point where she said she wanted 2 Chinese men. And she went to the beauty supply.
Yeah. And
that goes back to us saying put yourself in the vicinity.
The proximity, man. Yeah.
She went to the beauty supply. Who owns the beauty supply?
It ain't us.
That makes sense. And that was so subconsciously done because I went into the beauty supply to get me a cheap pair of glasses because I was like, I'm going to change my look today. So I'm going to have a nerdy look.
Yeah.
So I went on with these things. I was young. So when I go in there, the owner, he's there and he asked me for my phone number. I couldn't believe it. I was like, huh? What do you mean? He was like, oh, I think you're very beautiful. Can I get your number? He done seen 1,000 other Black women walk in there especially on the first. Oh, shit. Starr. Anyway, he done seen a whole lot of Black women walking there.
Intrusive thoughts.
He probably ain't never asked them for their number. And not like we never even connected, but I just wanted to see I just wanted to see how my magnetism was working. But you're right about that close proximity, but you don't see it coming all the time. I end up going with a family member to court, and there goes the attorney and the cop all in one. Got the attorney's number on the second floor, got the cop's number on the first floor. 2 in 1.
Yeah. And that just goes to show you how many more, like women have options for attention.
We do.
But the options for long-term relationships are different.
Woo! Thank you for mentioning that, because now that's another thing. I'm an attractor, not necessarily the key.
You get attention, and then but it's up to your behavior to determine the retention.
Yeah, my behaviors, they didn't hold on to.
See, that's the part where it breaks down to like how disciplined you are. Disciplined people have better outcomes with retention because
I like disciplined men, but they wasn't fucking with nobody that is going to ruin their life. So once they realize that I will fuck your life up, they have to make a choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's just it. That's the bandwidth of it all. It's like if you are attractive and it's not about your outward appearance, if you have an ability to get what you want without a whole lot of effort, then it's up to you to work on self-mastery to have substance underneath that. Because sometimes you can attract things like you just described. You were able to attract what you wanted without deliberately going to go seek it. Like when you attract, you don't chase.
Listen, I said
you gonna get a lot of things that come to you that can you can make something out of everything that comes towards you, but some of it might pan out in the short or long term as either being a distraction or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you got a lot more options when you have an attractive, you know what I'm saying, a sense of self.
Yeah, but see, I was
social media is part of that attraction. That's why I don't follow certain people, because I know they fine. I'm like, damn, she fine as hell. But if I keep seeing her pictures, it's painting a picture in my head. Like now I'm envisioning, like, damn, she's fine as hell. I need to, you know what I'm saying? So I don't go through her pictures. I don't do none of that stuff because it's gonna accumulate.
That's how powerful it is, man. Like it's like the very reason we having this conversation. Like I've never met Starr in person.
Right, but you go through a picture like, damn, she fine.
Yeah. Oh, and the thing is, for me, I'm not as visual as most people. I care more about writing, and she's a writer.
But see,
yes, you know what I'm saying.
Start with something that you connect with.
Exactly, and when you connect with people on writing, you understand how that person already thinks.
Right.
There's a lot of things that we don't have to wonder if we're going to be agreeable about. We can have a bigger conversation because this is just what she chose to share in her writing. How many things did she wipe off? How many times she backspace?
But she just said,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
she just said it. She hold back a lot because her grandkids, one day can go back.
Exactly.
So if you met her in person offline, I mean, you may find a different Starr. She may be like, oh man, I'm chilling. Hold on, I ain't on none of that. Don't talk about nothing about business or writing right now.
Roll up, because we talk off the record.
Roll up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what that is. Roll up. You know what I'm saying? Roll up and kick it. You know,
type shit.
Because like the thing is that when you're a writer, and this anybody can be a writer. That's just the bottom line. Like when you write it, you're actually directing and you know what I'm saying, and conjuring your next few steps.
Woo.
So and when you write better, you talk better. You choose your words a little bit more carefully. You know what I'm saying? And these conversations are taboo for some, and they're also very revealing for others because they've always thought the same way, but maybe they don't have the space to say it.
Oh,
but
God.
when you write it down and you can connect without words, without spoken words, without FaceTime, without the optics, it says more about the way you think. Because again, if I can't see you, then how do I still benefit from you? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How do you still add to other people around you?
Mm-hmm.
And most people that thrive on vanity have nothing else to offer after the surface. Nothing. And that's why, like when I talked about before, what's competition like? Because people put different masks on to function throughout the world. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And just in and around their every in and out days. You know what I'm saying? You got to be nice to people to get what you want. You got a better chance at getting what you want by being nice. Right. Even if you're a mean, evil person.
Yep.
You can learn a lot from kids. Kids know, you just watch your kids, the small ones. They know how to do what they need to do to get what they want. They really know how to do it.
They really are. They're telling you how simple you are.
That's how simple it really is.
Yeah.
You
know?
I'm glad you mentioned the kids because I said something to my friend and I didn't want to say it publicly because I didn't want anybody. I really don't give a fuck about offending folks, but when I tell you guys what I'm about to say and the reason why I didn't say it publicly, you will know why.
Since we'll go backstage on that one right there. But go ahead.
No, it can be public. It can be public because I don't care. People don't like what I say. They can come from me. You can't do shit. But look, they don't. Anyway, my little boy came to me the other day. He's 6. He just turned 6. And he don't know anything about celebrities and stuff. He's just 6 years old. I don't even listen to hip hop, really. So he don't even know anything about artists. He know about Slipknot, though. Anyway, he came to me and he said, Mommy, Beyonce's white. I said, who? Right? Because he's never talked about.
He said Beyonce's white.
He said that to me. I swear, Mike.
And that's based off that one of the latest photos that she just put out.
I didn't even know, because how does he even know that?
What was his reference point for even saying that?
I asked him that because I didn't want nobody else to hear it because I didn't want no. I was like, wait, what? He said, Mommy, she's white. And I said, why are you? No, I said, Beyonce's black, baby. He said, no, Mommy, she's white. I said, how do you know? What did you see? And he said, at school, I guess the kids, kids have phones, and a girl pulled up a picture of Beyonce and all the kids will refer to her as white. So I said, no, baby, she's black. So then I go online. I had already seen the debate online. And I don't get into that shit. But since we're on the topic of the complexion,
yeah.
I felt like this would be a very appropriate place to bring it up. So you got all these people online debating about, she's always been that color. No, she ain't. Yes, she did. Girl, we light skinned in the winter. But so I see all this shit. But then I have this little boy who don't know anything about these debates. I don't even listen to Beyonce because I'm not into her music. And I don't have no picture. I only have pictures of me around this motherfucker. So he don't know anything about this person. So this is what he tells me. So then I start thinking to myself, so all these people debating about this last picture, and then they putting up her old pictures. I brought it to a friend, and it was just, she was like, wow, this is so low vibrational. But then when my little boy came to me about it, I was like, fuck, it got to be addressed, man. So
complexion matters. I'm trying to tell you whether people want to accept it or not. Men and human beings are visual. Okay, let's just say that. I hate when they say men are more visual. No, women are more visual.
No, you guys don't even notice the shit we notice about each other. We will actually clown a man for being with the chick that got on some cheap shoes or some shit. Like, she know that
all the way apart.
Man, I just the toes I thought that was normal for y'all.
Hey, our limitations, like, oh, her toes at the sandal. You know what I'm saying? We can't mess with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's she don't know her limits. That's what we say. She thinks she can have it all. You can't have your foot in the too small sandal without your toes over the edge. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could tell, like, this shoe was going on no matter what. And then everything else after that,
determined.
Yeah, it was just gonna have to go on top.
Yeah. We look at person.
Hey, nice meeting you, Starr.
Meeting you too, Mike.
Appreciate you. Hey, you want to tell the people anything before you bounce?
No, I'm gonna be back.
Okay.
Not today, but I'm just saying.
Understood. Appreciate you, brother. So, the complexion is part of what develops a human being's perception of who they are and what's around them. Because you just got a simple kid, a little boy, is already just trying to figure out life and figure out who he is, and now he got to listen to 17 different opinions about what's how to categorize a simple complexion, and no matter how people try to paint it, it shapes the way people are seen.
But see, and you can't even be mad at a baby when they say
be mad at a baby.
Right. So when I'm online looking at these women getting mad at each other for saying it, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know the details behind the, the whole thing with her being light or lighter. Mm-hmm. I know when you take a picture, sometimes the lighting will make you appear more bright.
Yeah, of course. I get it.
I didn't assume nothing. I just thought it was funny because everybody was debating about it. But if a baby is saying this, like, you can't debate a baby because they just telling their truth. They're telling the truth.
They telling the truth.
Yeah.
The truth, not their truth. The truth.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, and that's it. And look, I said yesterday, I said women project and men reflect and speak when spoken to. Like, that's what boys kind of like do automatically. Mm-hmm. Like, children in general, but like in this specific situation, we're talking about the young boy,
Yeah, that makes me uncomfortable because I didn't want nobody. The people were so hell bent on that topic. That's why I didn't even take it to the internet. I didn't say nothing because I was like, damn, like this is.
And who's responsible for that perception?
Right, and it happened at school, of all places. It happened at school.
And that is a vanity. You know what I'm saying? Like, children are subject to being influenced by vanity, mm-hmm. because adults are responsible for how they you know what I'm saying, display vanity.
We are.
And when you break down who functions in vanity more, is it men or is it women? Well, and that's subjective, right? Because depending on the environment that the child is raised in, they're going to value vanity differently. You know what I'm saying? Or vanity might trigger a conversation because that's just what it is at a minimum, you know. But they don't necessarily choose a side. You have to be indoctrinated, you know.
That's true.
Some households are indoctrinated in vanity. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of came from that. My mother, very beautiful. And she had told me, you know, like, hey, you know, that your red lipstick, high heels, make sure you always have your makeup nice and stuff. So, and my daughters see that. One daughter, she's not into it. The other daughter, very much into it. And see, the vanity thing, that's the thing. I'm okay with it. But it has to have substance too. You
gotta
can't
have structure.
Right. You can't just be a pretty face, but when you talk, you sound ignorant. You automatically become unattractive.
Unstructured vanity.
Ooh,
unstructured vanity. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
look, I started some shit before I came here. look, I see I couldn't resist. Mayweather, I get this is me, right? And it said women are buying their bodies before buying a house. So me being, you know, in real estate, I've encountered that.
You need, that's marketing.
Yeah, I've encountered it. I've had women that had a certain amount saved up, but then they wanted to qualify for these programs for low income. But the problem is if you have $20,000+ saved up to buy a new booty, the mortgage company can see you got the funds, but you don't want to use that for the house. So then you opt out of buying the house, go get your body. Now your rent is double than what it was. You got no equity. I told a lot of these women, I told about 5 of them. I said, listen, this was before the market took that big turn. You know how shit just went up. This is before that. I said, look, let's get in now. You could refinance. Bitch, you could take your equity and buy 3 booties if you want them. But just get the house. You're a single mother. You need that house for the children.
Wait.
Rent is about to be $3,000, and landlords want your black ass out. I'm just saying. They want your ass out.
I got my hand raised. I want to recap to make sure I understood what I thought I heard. So people was taking the equity out the house to go get a new booty?
No, that's what I told them to do. They didn't even get the house. That's the problem. They qualified for the house, but they didn't buy the house. So now the memes going around online and people's like, oh, why he talking shit? No, this is real life. This really has happened. I can tell you real situations, and I'm friends with a lot of the women online. I'm not going to call their names.
Choosing a new booty over a house is crazy.
A lot of them have done it. I witnessed it. I witnessed it. And they were like, okay, well, I'm going to get the surgery first, then I'm going to come back, and then you can help me get the house. Bitch, you have no reserves now.
Vanity.
You spend it all. So here's the thing. Now, I said this on the post. It's really fucking derogatory, but I said it and it's true. If you're going to choose a booty or some titties or whatever the fuck you need over your house, you better sell that pussy. You better sell that ass. And then you sell it, then you buy the house. Because what's the point of you getting those things done if you're not selling it? I don't understand. Why would you go get your booty and your titties done to go work at the call center? Who the fuck you impressing, man? The motherfucking...
What's the ROI? What's the return on injection?
You trying to impress Susan in the cubicle down from you or something? Now, if you're selling pussy, it makes sense. If you're a stripper, it makes sense. If you're an escort, it makes sense. Now, if you're self-esteem or if you're like, you know what, I just want to do this because it'll make me feel better. I don't know. Maybe in the future, I might go buy a titty or 2. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I own my shit.
Yeah.
I own my shit and I have lifelong income and I'm retired. I can do anything I fucking want. But
financed ass cheeks is crazy, okay?
If you got the means, do it. But if you don't have no place that you could call your own, you don't have a place that you could draw the equity out. You don't own no rental properties. You don't even own your car.
Well, you got to go make some money. You know what I'm saying? Like you just said, like.
Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. Back in my 20s, I contemplated getting my titties done. Why? Because white guys approach me. I got a big ass. They don't give a fuck about that. White boys like titties. So if I'm going to use you or I'm going to be a trophy wife, what do I need to get a white boy? Titties. Yeah. Right? But I was going to make my ROI. And then I thought about it. I was like, no, fuck that. I'm not about to alter my body. Once I get older, after I'm done having children, after I'm done with that, then I'll do that. But I'm too young for that right now. So everybody got their own reasonings. But my point is, if you're going to do it for a reason. Do it for a reason. I don't judge people that sell pussy because people do it anyway in private. Sell your pussy, sell some ass. If you're gonna big ass, that means that you're doing it, so you can look more sexually appealing. So when he hitting it from the back, he got something to hold on to, right? He don't want to hold on to the pancake because it's too flat. He see your spine and shit. So you got the booty so he can hold on. So you spent $10,000 on that. Hey, I feel like, okay, within a month, if you sell pussy to the right clientele, you can get that ROI back.
Yeah, you got to know your market.
And if you're smart, you don't even have to fuck. But let me shut the fuck up on
that. See, that's the thing. Like, when it comes down to, when you take that path of vanity, right? Sorry, this is what a conversation trails to. You know what I'm saying? And it has to. You know what I'm saying? It's the only way it works. Because what's the point in being vain and justifying who you are in substance by simply off your appearance? You know what I'm saying? Because if you objectify yourself, you have different options in the world. Like, your options are completely going to be transactional. They're not going to be healthy options. They're going to be risky options. You know what I'm saying?
Very.
Period. So, like, you got to be careful with this stuff. That's why complexion and everything else that we've been discussing falls in line with all of these different things that we're talking about. You have to be careful with this stuff, because once you put yourself in one lane, it's hard to get yourself out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, when we talk about entertainers and athletes, we're having a conversation about what happens to them based off of their decision making. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the activity of what they're doing. It's the context of it all. Like when you explain, like, getting your body done, you know what I'm saying? Getting women getting their bodies done. What's the plan after that? You know what I'm saying? So
there's got to be a plan.
There's got to be a plan after that. And if there's no plan after that, then, you know what I'm saying, then why are you doing it? And it's just solely off of vanity. And when you doing something solely off of vanity with no plan after that, it automatically says you have low self-esteem. You're not even operating in an arena where you can benefit from what you did.
Well, and I'll even clarify, because I know some women probably are side-eyeing. I don't give a fuck. But look, if you got the means, and if you got the means, you got your shit together, your kids are fine, and you decide to do it, hey, okay.
Yeah.
But just like you said, there got to be a plan after. What if a lot of them don't? They're just like, you know what? I done had on my kids. I can afford it. Let me go. I know a couple of them out here like that. I done been on, around some other moms, and, they're financially, well, my kids in private school, but even in private school, as you see, they got the phones and they're able to still see shit. So now I got to tweak that a bit. But outside of that, I meet women that got means. I thank God I live in an area where there's, so I meet those women and I see, okay, they're like older than me. They went and got all a lot of them are non-black, they went and got it all done. Okay.
You got a diverse, pool of people that you engage with. And a lot of it has to do with what you do professionally. So like, that's just different. The desire for the same thing doesn't change. Rich people don't stop doing drugs.
You get better.
Rich people they do better drugs, and they have better people to get drugs from.
Yeah,
it's just what it is.
Yeah.
Like people have that. This is why, like, if you take a person's mindset, and that which is the most integral piece of accessing your value, because if you have a very superficial, very surface level view of the world, the minute that you get something that can enhance your experience in the world, whether it be money, networks, people, access. How you behave is relative to your mindset, and it's going to show you it's going to reveal your options or close them completely off. Which is why when we talked about objectifying yourself, we talk about knowing, you know what I'm saying, like your limitations when it comes down to complexion, understanding like even if you don't function off of that, other people function off of that. So you're not forced. You either have to accept that what I'm saying is a variable. You don't have to accept that it's true or not, because all things are true.
Oh, I love that. No,
all things are true.
You're right. And since we're talking about complexion, now I got locks, but because I won't put chemicals in my hair, and I sometimes like a little bit of color, I'll mix in the blonde in my locks. So these are all locks and shit, right? All the black you see are locks. Now, I have to mention this because it happens. The kitchen test. The kitchen test. I don't know what people are still doing this. But
what's the kitchen test? Break the kitchen test down.
Okay. So if you're out with somebody or whatever, and a man just put his hand back there, they want to test to see if you got coils. Because a lot of people don't want no nappy head kids. So they want to make sure that she ain't got no coils. And unfortunately, a lot of women have taught their sons to do this. How I know? Because this happened with me. And I asked him, I said, what the fuck are you doing? He was like, oh, I was just, I said, no, because I knew his mama. And he was actually a little boy. He was my friend's little brother, but he had a little crush on me. So I was sitting there, I'm a grown woman. He was like 17. And I'm sitting on the couch and I was comfortable around him. So I was kind of dozing. And he just happened to kind of put his hand in the back of my head because he got a little crush on me and shit, right? But I guess he just wanted to see if he could still have the crush, right? He's a kid. So he go like this. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he was like, my mom told me to always do the kitchen test if I like somebody, right? Po baby. And I said the kitchen test. And he was biracial, by the way. His mom was actually mixed, and I believe his father was Black. But when you have those kind of dynamics, out of these women will tell their sons, don't go get no dark woman because we already light, so don't go and fuck it up, you know. So he was feeling it. He was like, yeah, it's hard. I said, yeah, I'm Black. I'm black, you know.
That's so wild to even think about.
She told me this though. She didn't even know. She was my friend.
Like watching it play out. Like of course, you know, if
it was surreal to me.
A lot of this other thing too that Black men operate with when they raised in Black families. If she can't use your comb, don't bring her home. You know what I'm saying? That is a vanity thing. It's so much code in that. Like if she don't look like me, don't bring her here. You know what I'm saying? If she can't, you know what I'm saying? That's
not fair.
And I know it's not fair. I know it's not fair, but that is the reality of the language that's used to tell men. That goes into men's selection criteria.
Women tell their sons this shit. They do. And let me tell you, my son married a Mexican woman. Mm-hmm. And I love her. She's been my daughter-in-law for as long as I can remember because they've been together for, like 7 years now. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, that woman is loyal. She loves him. So what if I had told him that? You know what I'm saying? What if that's really his match? They don't have a child, so obviously, you know what I'm saying? They done been married. They got a house. I'm just saying they doing the whole thing. So who am I to tell him? Because what if that wasn't? What if I don't know. I don't feel like you could dictate that.
No, you can't. And this is why, like, the whole essence of this conversation as we get to the end of it is that you finally started functioning in the solution, and you have to function in the solution to break cycles. You can't be solution oriented if you're not disciplined. If you're undisciplined, you're just repeating something that somebody gave to you because it's easy. You do the easy things when you're undisciplined. It's easy to just follow the cheat code. It's easy to do what somebody else already did, you know. And when you're undisciplined in in your understanding, if you accept the limitations as if they are absolutes, all you're gonna do is pass out bad information.
That's it.
You're gonna perpetuate you can't break cycles with old stuff. You can't break cycles with the information that you came into the world on.
People say they want knowledge of self, right?
Yeah.
But very rare people are really understanding themselves inside out. So I think when you don't have that knowledge of self, you're going to lean on a whole lot of external shit and take it as your own.
That's true. Because you don't, that distorted perception of self goes back to what I said previously. You got to lie to yourself first in order to be deceived. You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
And you can't accept truth until you accept who you are. Like you can't, like we've drilled the word accountability so deep into you know what I'm saying, the lexicon, that it don't even have the effectiveness it used to have. You know what I'm saying? Like so like you have to have an expanded conversation about the things that capture your behavior and how it brought this to reality, how it brought this conversation to fruition, because this conversation was manifested out of a lack of discipline.
Yep.
And it was brought to fruition by choosing discipline. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about yes, sir, no, sir. This is about your behavior, what you're attracted to, and what ends up clinging to you because of your attractions, your ability to attract.
You're going to attract a lot of shit, but you better make the choice on what is good for you and what's not, or you're going to get fucked up out here. Because as a beautiful woman, your beauty is going to get you in a lot of different spaces that your brain is going to have to get you out of.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Hey, we are reaching the end. We're at the end. Starr, I appreciate you enlightening the audience. You know what I'm saying? Yet again, that's what you're supposed to do. It sounds like your whole name is a purpose in itself. You're supposed to be a star. You're supposed to shed light on things, and that's what I expect. You know what I'm saying? I don't anticipate anything less. So I appreciate you dedicating some time to come sit down and have, you know what I'm saying, the first conversation of the day. And I appreciate you. Everybody else, thanks for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? We'll see you next week. And actually going to be back on an evening show.
Yeah.
And we're going to have may pick up some of this and we may not. You know, I prefer the free-flowing conversation like we have, because we're going to eventually touch on the topics that make the most sense. And I hope we added value to your day. And this has been Code Talk, Coffee and Blunts Morning Show. See y'all next week. I'm going to see you backstage.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty.